shit. Okay. I wasn't prepared for this to work the first time. Oh shit. Why am I looking at that screen to get this way? Careful, what are you, drunk? Jesus, bro. I'm not gonna let you have no weed if you're drunk already, bro, because you didn't share with. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Niggas dropping like flies, dropping addies online. Steve Cardi left Offset, that nigga look stressed like Kanye West. Shout out to
make me run away from this class, y'all. This class, y'all. And there is no DJ can put that competition to the
Black 43 cents for the package. They get their views up and then they take an advantage. We kill it for the inside, baby. Miscarriage for the cabbage. Dressing the savage. Get a bandage. Niggas could have managed. Suplex on the canvas. I'm ready savage. No, that's the work of art. Tell it work, my niggas slide when you wear the parts on parts. I can have that way. From the
birds come back.
Damn,
works too long.
My case, I fight engaged. When niggas wouldn't watch them ways, I'm not amazed with y'all. I can pay the shot for trade. I nigga with the spot the place and drop the strays with the strap that I got in case. It's like a hurricane. The niggas gotta rock the place. So what my dudes now? Got my dudes they've been doing now. When you start, get it like a U-Haul and move round. Kids got my music in class, running the schools down. The demon killed Jesus. Get some king of the Jews now. A shot blast was blasphemous. Rip this piece off, Jesus, what's the Nazareth? You getting money, we gon' tax them all. We can slap the back and forth, nigga, like a racquetball. Play crash, nigga still rapping when I had cracked my jaw. Got a new strap to the body I can practice on. You niggas make this easy, call Keezy. Niggas disrespecting her set, she get TT. Couldn't take a shit on this paper, it's not TV. Broke my fucking arm up, told me to drink green tea. My God, I couldn't wash these bags. I got an AR in this husky bag. See, that's the most basic. When I step out the matrix, try to give you a playlist. I put that on my handkerchief. I'm from a gang of Crips. Donkey Kong when the banging off a banana clip. LL when the nigga getting that cannabis. The worst out whenever they beating niggas on cameras. We transport weight, it's grams. On the scale top, the word looks strong enough to bribe or have your bell product. Fuck house arrest to go visit you with the bell cops. You're not home, I promise that you gon' see what that bell does. If from the projects, then you gon' catch the concept. From 007, the rock launcher in the complex. Shout out to DJ Mike Soul, DJ Spray, DJ Despair, Winnipeg, High Live Radio DJ, Live Radio Snoop, yeah, Peter DJ, stand up. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. I get up and drop a bag on. Yeah, he's the early rapper, my early rapper. I get up and drop a bag on. Yeah, he's the early rapper, my early rapper. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. He's the early rapper, my early rapper. Back it up or get shot up when I'm all around. Yeah. Like man. Rapping and living, it's the life that I live, man. That's for TG. I speak what I fucking want, huh? I say what I fucking want, huh? Yo, my blood type is straight, kill a nigga running his house. Kidnap a faggot ass nigga who be running his mouth. It's the 7th letter, LOC, and the 11th letter. My twin is on, we stay in your lane if you know it's better. Can't change cause I'm stuck on some hot shit. Try fly past in your car, we shoot the glass of the cockpit. They'll run up on you, see you walk, and leave you stressed out on the concrete like you hugging the floor.
That one get all the fucking money out the bottom of this.
Hands still baggy and keep it strapped in case niggas try to get at me. Fuck, I look like shooting fair ones and fist fighting. I smoke too many cigarettes, nigga, I'd rather light them. Cause I ain't got the lungs for that sweaty shit. Hard man, I slap down your bitch on some petty shit. Real talk, ain't with the back and forth shit, I let my skill talk. Fully loaded whip, battleship like it's Bismarck. Lock, you done did it again. Fuck a one shot, you know me, I'd rather hit you and your friend. Bar that slick talk, you oughta get it 2 times more. Nah, I don't rep the 6, this ain't 2 + 4. And I'm all about the war, cause revenge would be so sweet. On the streets with the streets, sweep against you so sweet. Once you skull, motherfucker, make your dome leak. 30 on their hips, through the sweater, see the pole feet. Cops on your body in the bushes cause you're cold street. You niggas already know who I am. Feeling like Deuce, man, how I don't got plans. We the type to just hop at the van. Got enough in the clip to hit you and your man. Yeah. Wow, rap nigga. That's a rap nigga. That's what GT nigga. GT nigga. You know I say what I want, nigga. You got a problem, come check me. Come test me. Just packing the pamphlets on H, nigga.
Keychains all over. Another cheap fucking one.
So walk around in the front page, nigga. Holla at me.
Good today.
Life that I live, man.
How much that actually holds? So apparently nobody's ever actually counted because they all give estimates at the end.
Yeah. I speak what I fucking want, I say what I fucking want, Yo, my blood type is straight killer nigga running this house. Kidnap a faggot ass nigga who be running his mouth. It's the 7th letter, LOC, and the 11th letter. My twin and Aubrey, stay in your lane if you know it's better. Can't change cause I'm stuck on some hot shit. Sharp fly past in the car, we shoot the glass of the cockpit. Then run up on you, see you wall, and leave you stretched out on the concrete like you hugging the floor. I'm a thug nigga, hair still nappy, hands still baggy, and keep it sharp in case niggas try to get at me. Look, I look like shooting fair ones and fist fighting. I smoke too many cigarettes, nigga, I'd rather light them. Cause I ain't got the lungs for that sweaty shit. Hard man, I slap down your bitch on some petty shit. Real talk, ain't with the back and forth shit, I let my skill talk. Fully loaded whip, battleship like it's Bismarck. Lock, you done did it again. Fuck a one shot, you know me, I'd rather hit you and your friend. Bar that slick talk, you oughta get it 2 times more. Nah, I don't rep the 6, this ain't 2 + 4. And I'm all about the war, cause revenge would be so sweet. On the streets with the streets, sweep against you so sweet. Once you skull, motherfucker, make it dome leak. 30 on their hips, through the sweater, see the pole feet. Cops on your body in the bushes cause you're cold street. You niggas already know who I am. Feeling like Deuce, man, how I don't got plans. We the type to just hop at the van. Got enough in the clip to hit you and your mans. Yeah. Wow, rap nigga. That's a rap nigga. That's what's GT nigga. GT nigga. You know I say what I want, nigga. You got a problem, come check me. Come test me. Just packing the pamphlets on H, nigga. So walk around in the front page, nigga. Holla at me.
Any fucking solar panels. I have 2 little solar panels. Oh, this payphone is fucking solar. Damn it! I didn't get it fucking rolled yet. I don't have $200 fucking quarters to fit in there, right? So supposedly, if this fills up, it can jam up the door here, the trap door, or whatever they call it. And the same thing with this hopper here. If it fills up too much, it can fuck it up. But you would think if it filled up too much, it would dump all the coins in the reject chute, and it didn't. And the only way to get them out is to press on the thing that says "Do not push." So I don't know. Is that because it's electrified or something? That could be why. Can't see my face, but you can see the machine. That's the interesting part. You know what? Turn this on. You'll see it even better. Damn it. How do you even get under there if I can't get you out? See, that's why I'm gonna wait till I'm fucking high to get there. I got Diamond Jubilee quarters in this pile of quarters, motherfucker. You better give them back. Sticks to my fucking fingers, eh? I don't need a 6-volt fucking battery. I need fucking 6-volt thing of plugging a damn wall. I know how many lines of copper to use and the diodes and everything in my head. I could break into an old abandoned auto body shop. Well, I could if there were any left. They knocked them all down to build condos. Thank you. I had a 12-volt solar panel. I won't have it anymore. So I got it for $10. Damn it. There's a Canadian Tire. I need a smaller one, and I can't just break those. I could. You can break those apart, but you need a soldering iron. I need 4 fucking disposable batteries would work. I hate that word. Dry cell batteries would work. I got a bunch. And somewhere here I got the stupid wiring harness thing. I know it holds 4 little batteries. So the wires come off it. I don't remember why the fuck I have it or where it came from. But I know I have it. Fuck, it's hot in here. That was a big chunk of tobacco. Throw it on the floor. All my shit's as old as me, man. My pipe, my phone's multiple apparently. I know what the fuck that is. Oh, brethren, you're too noisy right now. Chill out. There's this dust in here. Yeah, problem that way. No more dust. This phone must have got the least amount of use. Oh, by the way, you can get a fucking lid that locks on here. There's a little spot here for a miniature fucking padlock. That's how little they trust their own fucking employees. That's another $10 that you had to pump into the machine to pay for it. So the thing is, this latest generation of phones, the last 20 years, never paid for themselves. These people are all operating on like credit financing and weird shit. And as we see so far, with minor exceptions, this would work fine. If I didn't fuck it up, it'd be working. So. There should be 2 dimes or 4 dimes. I don't remember. Oh, that came up. Thank you. 4 nickels. It's a 2019.
Yeah. Like that I live, man. Life that I live, man. F-O-T-G.
Why she said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Why she said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. I love the rain when it falls, yeah, I'm blessed. Fuck the fame and the cars and the jets. I had them thinking I was God to the psych ward. I never let her live a life you would die for. Tell that hoe I can't save her, I'm no lifeguard. Maybe you can get the deed, but I might charge. Pull up to the spot, they like, who is that? Hands up, give me the loot like a cashier. What you thought, are you dumb? I don't play shit. I killed you and your brother with the same clip. All that bullshit you've been talking, boys, ain't shit. I'm a different man now, leave your face. Why she said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Why she said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Yo, rush the spot, then I'm leaving unidentified. Just a rental, had to drop it off at Enterprise. Shell casings in the whip, had to check it twice. I think my OGs for that shit, they give good advice. Yeah, this about to be a genocide. These motherfuckers want me dead, but I can never die. I'm the reason why your wife said she met a guy. Niggas to the pusher just to get inside. Yeah, we are not the same kind. They gotta pay dues, I already paid twice. Y'all don't make moves, all you do is waste time. I'ma always be woke while you haters. I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Why she said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest.
It's on the fucking bottom. Left is right, right is left. This fucking camera gets hot. That's why I never touch it. It'll get so fucking hot.
The demon is a liar. He would like to confuse us. But he will also mix lies with the truth to attack us. The attack is psychological, powerful. Remember that. Do not
This is real life shit, can't change it for an instant. Blood, sweat, and tears, now everyone's against it. Trying to step in our way, man, your ass will get popped. Got homies on every corner, unafraid to get shot. You hear it drop, here comes the end of your life. Hollow points cutting through you like the edge of a knife. It's getting harder to see, step away from the light. Cause I'm the devil in disguise, stole your soul tonight. What?
I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul
You gotta
tonight.
find out where it came from, man.
I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight.
Put all my
I stole your
nickels
soul
go.
tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight. What? Yeah, I stole your soul tonight. Devil in disguise. Stole your soul tonight.
As you wake up in the dark and not realizing I'm there, go ahead and reach for the light, you won't find one there. This is the darkness inside, mixed with the pain that you feel. Hear the voices calling out another soul to conceal. You see the tears in the eyes, that's what's causing the pain. Staring at yourself blindly, can't remember the name. Call me whatever you like, but let it be told, I'm the devil in disguise and the possessor of souls.
The possessor of souls, the devil in disguise, yeah, the possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, I'll be the devil in disguise, the possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, I'll be the devil in disguise, the possessor of souls. The possessor of souls, devil in disguise, the possessor of souls.
Feel the pain in your chest, yeah, that's me coming back. Being
thought this
possessed
was
by
an
the devil
afterthought.
is the life that I have. A possessor of souls, another light in the dark. Hear the footsteps in the night, now your ass is in shock. Go ahead and hide, try to make no sound. I know your every thought and action, so you're bound to be found. I'm getting closer.
Okay, so now the question
Can you
is, why
feel
is
my
that
presence
closed?
here?
It
Cause
was
I'm the
open
devil
before.
in disguise, the only person you fear.
Why is it open
The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. The only person you fear, I'll be the devil in disguise, the only person you fear. What? Yeah, the only person you fear, devil in disguise, the only person you fear. I'm in control of your life, I'm the voice in your pain, I'm the hate in your heart, and the sin in your brain. I'm the death of your dreams, and the loss of your life. I'm the tempted thought of slicing your wrist with a knife. There's no escaping the voice, no turning the time. Your soul is already lost, and I'm making it mine. I'm the devil in disguise, I can take up any form. I'm the feeling of fear when you're feeling alone.
That's old school construction. I bet they haven't changed that since the fucking 30s. What do you need? A little box here, a handle on it to pull it out. Also, how does we roll that? Because that has got a nasty pump of fucking air and shit on it. I'll leave that on top of the payphone when the next time I go to the corner, right? I don't know where the fuck this came from, but it was in here.
Man, I'm down for some shit. When it comes to the grind, man, I'm work to bars, get slapped with a fit. Man, I'm back on my shit. I'm a peanut butter.
You want to shit in the wrong order, right?
But it's like
show the coins later.
little nigga keep a hammer and a pack full of shit. That little nigga just like
Oh,
guns.
nipples, $2. Thank you.
When I bust guns, never did I trust love. I lost a lot of friends, none of my friends push you. The info got pussy.
Oh.
Stick with a pistol. Stay by my victory. Stay to the fixing mission. These dreams gon' be different to get placed in this issue. Deuce, bullet place the nipple out the baby mom. I rip the sack the same size as a baby gun. I ain't gotta slide my nigga, he got skated on. I was in his trip, like the bed that his baby's on. My head hurting like I need me a Tylenol. I made a miss, but you pussies didn't write at all. I think I seen him, big homie cut the lights off. Someone get the voice in the server, cause this a right off. Fucking fight down, so fight close, cause I fight guns. I was smoking packs and I seen blocks like Thailand. I was making rocks for the cheesecake like I'm Thailand. Niggas couldn't move me off that corner, I'm a pylon. You niggas is all amateurs. Niggas see my whip and try to shoot me with the passenger, but God got me though. Nah, nigga, this ain't a party show. Me, I got the sauce and cooked beef like a sloppy joe. Ralph making separate faith from the non-fiction. For $3 got me a toilet that's not restricted. My top sticking. You can't battle your rhymes spitting. And my now got 30 teeth in it, don't get bitten. All the words, all the niggas only like to hurt me. But fuck it, cause I don't leave my crib without my body. I see too many innocent niggas get done dirty with a 22. Youngins be wigging like Andrew Jersey.
Small bar now, motherfucker. Leaders like support on here from someone.
Niggas walking and bucking and diving. Pull it out and work it back open. I'm a survivor. Thank you, Lord, for the things you did. And thank you, Father, for the fact that I can wake up and
If
see
you
my
possess
kids.
of American quarters, if they put them in this nigga officially,
But as a man, I can't show that. So my thought is that they never have to worry, but I'm worried that they're gonna have to worry. Well, fuck that shit. That's why I'm out here when I cut that zip. I turn the zip into a comeback quick and come back quick. First time and I'm right here. Night clear, 4-4 long. I'ma stick up on me right here. Shots got a 6 buzz, like you right here. Never thought I'd get this kind of love on my right wrist. Niggas laugh when we try them, we fight tears. I got 30 in this night, so right here. I got 30 in this 40, lose it right here. Even got an SK that was 40, it ain't nice here. 762, stuck to the hip crew. You wish you had this life, I wish my life was way more simple. My homie kept the gun, but it's a knife that left him crippled. That's for his G2, bigger group, the bigger dimples. You ever heard your man, knowing that he dying on you? Lying to him, saying it's alright. Well, he trying on you, driving him to safety. Cause some niggas is surviving on you, swallowing my pride. There's no emotion, but I'm fighting on you. I don't know pressure, but I'm pressing my fight. I died flat line, I was touching the light. We the broad day shooters, you only bucket at night. You only half-time rockin', but we bucket for life. You do like pistol, never put 30 down on my pistol, that's lightweight. Cause I got 30 jams in the pistol and I'm like straight. Got enough bullets to pull a pistol out of nice day. Cause if I touch it, they gon' miss you.
For the crime, nigga. 2019 takeover, nigga. The year of the 19. What the fuck going on?
Drop on someone. Look at these motherfuckers. Where did that fucking nut fall out? I swear there's something loose on here. It ain't supposed to be loose. Put this stupid dust cover back on. Turn it sideways. Do this. Might as well show you what the fuck I'm doing, right? That's what the purpose is, right? Yeah, you can go in there where you fit. There's a quarter missing. This silly little motherfucker goes right. Oh, don't press this. Don't press. Why? Because that's what releases the damn phones. You don't want to do that. You want to be searching on the internet for 6 hours and not figure it out. And then touch it by accident. Gently, so you don't break it. Oh, come on now.
I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke.
And the windows ain't even timid. Look at them spinning, they some playing black paint of steel. How does that feel? Shit is unreal. In unreal life, all we have is mad strife. Living so forth to the ends of our life. Cause we're gonna force the government to bury we. We don't give a fuck if we scared of leave. This motherfucker here is dead.
I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke.
Turn off airplane. Thank you. Turn off that because I'm stupid. Call it the stupid button. You should put the option right there to just turn it off, man. The chirping, warbling bird sound is the phone. Who knew it sounded so pretty? Alright, I'll deal with that after. I'll just roll another phone.
I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke.
I got the wire into the joint
so
first.
woke.
So.
I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my poison, now you hit it so woke, so woke, so woke.
Oh, there's one on the floor.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke,
These
so woke.
motherfuckers here aren't the same. 4.4.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke.
I was not expecting that. What's a good part? American quarter scene. Is it? Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's not. Stash it. Shit, that's weird. Yeah, in this fucked up world, the blue wire is the red wire. Don't cut either of them or it'll explode.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke.
Fuck, I should have made it 35 cents. Force them to give me a dime every time they do.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke.
It's not happening the second or third time. Expanded tobacco.
I'm dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke.
Yeah, this is when I need my fingers to start shaking, man. There's always the best part. The middle of a crisis is when I need a fucking drum, man.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke.
Putting it on the French station, it's all fucking classical and it's weird fucking movie soundtracks. Sorry, it's classical, it's like orchestra, but it's not classical music, it's soundtracks and shit. No news. That's no news till Tuesday, baby. Sometime in the afternoon.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke.
Pop Fizz, what did American Porter's way? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die.
I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boys and I get it so woke, so woke.
Looks like it was in the oven for a while.
Why don't you come around here
that'll make you feel right at home. From the couch to the floor, we'll be in the zone. Let's get it on till the dawn arises. Kissing in the midst of the prairie horizon. Honeymoon chemistry is what I'm feeling from you. A perfect love story with a rough draft prelude. I wanna make it right and follow right through. Honey, breakfast in bed is something I can do for you. Eat mangoes from the tip of my tongue, and I can get a tongue. So baby, give me some, and I can give you some. And we can go from there. Keep it PG, but you get what I need. Let's go for a walk on the walks and trail and watch the sunset, the moon, and start to feel the rock. Sit on the beach, quiet times in the city can never be beat. So baby, you can do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your thing. So do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing. It's showtime, your time to shine. It's a lady in a piece, got no time to be blind. I get it, got it good. You're doing what you should, and let me tell you, don't you be misunderstood. I'm doing my thing, and you're doing yours. Making life happen and dreaming of the lows. You're dreaming of me, and I'm dreaming more toes. And I think it's very sexy when you show me your full force. Dressing, caressing, get the best of me. I can be your best friend if you let me see what you believe. Honestly, the perfect life could be that, honey. I'll support you in the front row seat. And baby, you can do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your thing. So do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing. Baby, you can do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your thing. So do your thing, and I can do a thing. No, we can do a thing.
All these special coins, half of them weigh less, and they're made out of different materials. They're so special. All those ones stayed in the fucking hopper. It's an 82. Oh, I should have weighed that one.
We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed. Soldiers that I roll with, bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some. We don't like strangers, thug in my blood from the very first day. Certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way, don't come around here. Catch you sleeping on me, leave holes in your head.
Big stacks to get dead when I'm out on the block. If you fraud, I suggest you get back and get knocked. You get money over here, I don't know what you got. Cause the watch you got is too big to fit in our shot. I'ma hustle hard way before I came out the box. I'm in the spot all day, even when it gets hot. Only when you see po-po, everything stops. And when they all go, then it's back over the top. Killing rap, I'ma get my brother with plus. I'ma fight for your boss, so smart up. These shots, like the vision, stand up, now let's try. Cause when we step in the building, we alive. You hear guns pop. In this house, we got clocks, time 20 to watch. If you stand in the way of my family, you're right. Better get that clientele, do you know? Ain't no motherfucking games, I get it.
We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed. Soldiers that I roll with, bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some. We don't like strangers, thug in my blood from the very first day. Certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way, don't come around here. Catch you sleeping on me, leave holes in your head.
I walk in like a president, dude. I got numbers like a Mexican crew. I'm next to win too. I've been up on my grizzly. They looking at me like, who the fuck is he really? I thought I told them. I got more momentum than a rolling. I'm poking, I'm provoking. Lock me in a coffin. I'm dirty when I kill it. Like a little fishy on the skillet. I'ma cook it, I'ma chuck it, I'ma skin it. I'ma eat it, I'ma finish, I'm a rider. Till the day I die, cause I'm bonkers, a conqueror. Extraterrestrial, motherfucking Martian. I'm just getting started. Fire squad is the entourage that I march with. I'm off in the black Cadillac in the Tompa. Hanging out the window with a bottle in my hand. I'm stepping up a black rubber band.
We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed. Soldiers that I roll with, bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some. We don't like strangers, thug in my blood from the very first day. Certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way, don't come around here. Catch you sleeping on me, leave holes in your head. We in the hood shopping, ain't ain't nothing changed. Soldiers that I roll with, bang.
Unless the phone suddenly started fucking having problems. There
Black bandana, black and green bandana, 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 black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green. I'm that gang shit, I'm that we don't play shit. Let it spray shit, flushing ain't okay shit. Let it bang shit, let your colors hang shit. On that crazy shit, chopper spit and flame shit. Know you hate shit, know you mad today, bitch. We done made it, off the block we skated. Massachusetts, made its way to New York State. Puzzle Peace Gang, we can take this whole country. One block at a time, bricks and halves, quarters down. Flip it one more time, stack your paper, goblins crime. That's our shit, dealt with on the real quick. Extra clips, glass to build up to the tip. Black bandana, black and green bandana, 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 black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Tony Montana, you ain't got your shit on us. Grow up children in the car because we give no fuck. Grow up your flag, grow up your signs and represent. Play with the crew, then keep your guns, slit your neck. We dangerous like Buster Bus in 97. We aiming bustin', you wanna stairway to heaven. I'm about to like you, get the back to fucking white. I got that heart, that soft, that push that fucking white. In my kitchen, serving beats, feeding addiction. My money straight, this life I leave you fucking bitchin'. I wave from flags of black and green like LA Crips. But we ain't them, this Puzzle Peace Gang New York, bitch. Black bandana, black and green bandana, 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 black bandana.
Like, it's exactly what I gotta do. This motherfucker, how did that even come loose? The nut fits into a molded 6-sided thing. Well, I guess it's 5-sided. And I gotta somehow twist this into that. Let's figure out what tool I need. My pocket's full of them, right? These motherfuckers. I don't know how that came loose, but I'm gonna blame FedEx. Fuck, eh? I need like 3 cigarettes to do this. Wonder how long that would have run. Until that fucking fell out. It's on this side. Motherfuckers. At least everything going wrong is not necessarily my fault. Oh.
Bandana, black and green, black bandana, black 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 and green, bandana, 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 black bandana. Black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green.
Motherfucker. floating around in the news.
Black and green bandana. Black bandana. Black and green bandana. Black bandana. Black and green bandana.
Fucking wall. No, it's obviously not solid. You can set your points with these things too, eh? Points for your car. Oh, you mean like gas points, right? Motherfucker.
I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night with a fucking everybody. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night with a fucking everybody. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Where you at? Hit me up with the money, with a stack. Get this paper, get this cash. No, we here with my niggas in the trash. For the day, living quick, get it back. Hit me up with my niggas in the room. Cleaning up, sweeping up with a broom. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Double cup, double cup, double cup. So I got a couple racks today. Didn't think I'd make it, but I made it back today. Cashing out in the bank every day. Put in work, get paid. With my niggas at fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody?
I got to all of this all by myself, no recording, never would have thought to record this.
Everybody, I just wanna party like I won the lottery. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Just got off the plane, juice all in my veins, 6 buzzing my name. No one on these flames. Fucking Friday night, I ain't playing no games. I'm that West End chick that was raised in the lane. Yeah, you won't believe, pay up, just raise the speed. They call it, but they can't get a hold of me. The beats on Friday
Never leaves
beat,
her home without her iPhone charger.
if the work ain't clean, don't come for me. They show up before, but they wanna come around. I'ma ride this way till the water run out. I'ma start this place till the fire
Well,
burn
now I know all the things to check for the next fucking one that comes in, right?
Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night,
I swear to God, in those manuals, oh, swap out the front part here, the one that you know works. Yeah, if I could just swap out the whole thing, I would not be trying to fix the front.
Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party like I won the lottery.
Xavier.
Yo, damn it. I'm gonna leave it. Fuck it.
I'm carrying down in my boxes, ASAP, rock yeah, I handle all of y'all problems, I do them, but now I'm on top and now with Gucci, Polo, movies, go low with your hoe, like oh no, she go low, then go low, I been running around in the nigga, running around slanging bricks, nigga, fitting shit, figure that a nigga could be slanging scripts, trying to get the 6 figures, nigga, once I get a little figure, I'ma hit the script, nigga, got 100 grams of rubber bands, I bag it up and go in the script,
Where
nigga.
the fuck did those come from? Fuck does this dumb shit happen? Oh, you serious? Like, oh, you can get it. You gotta be fucking. It's one fucking thing after a fucking another. Holy shit, man. Yes, I have a tool for that. You, like, it's one stupid goddamn waste of time after a fucking another.
Flies niggas since kindergarten, liars. Shoot stupid kids been retarded. I make the coke black when I'm in the market. I make the price drop like I'm in the Target. I'm like a holy prophet trying to make a profit. Rough Rider, legendary prospect. I ain't where I yet. Shout out my gunman, Fender. 10-4-5s in my extender. 2 extra clips for the extra shit.
I could have turned this upside down before I flipped wires up
I
through it.
got so
Everything
much
knocked
beat,
that out
my
of there.
extra stressed with it. Right, it was eye for an eye. Old Testament word. The bottom of was my heart dwells. Treating these waters like shark tails. My word, my homie got knocked from far bail. I had waved the shit, got tobacco with full bail. The rats used to see me on range and go tell. Catch him at court, stopping with Jordans like Montel. Swear to God, I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma escape the Pico. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. That's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Look, the hottest kid in the kitchen, I've been nice. God say you double crossing me, think twice. Gold chains, gold in my mouth, case full of ammunition. Cocaine on my nosebleed, that's a Kathy Griffin. Bullets light up the night sky and they blame me, boy. Magnums in the back of the whip, they call me baby boy. My ATL sending your section 80, boy. Come on. The fuck do you think the mafia pay me for? Young, rich, and handsome, bullets like an anthem. When they started singing, everybody put their hands up. Ain't nobody been doing the shit that I do. Dark blood, how many hoes can I fit inside you? Scratched up with lines around, I'm like the kids of vinyl. Put up with the mac and fries, I'm like this shit's a drive-thru. Angels will find you, but I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma scrape the beakers. Yeah. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs.
All the different pieces of equipment. Didn't come out of the front housing. Oh shit, that's loose. I need a bag. I'm gonna label loose shit I found and stuff I bought on the internet. God damn it.
I'll show you one time, force you to learn. I'ma show you one time and force you to learn. Then it's over for you clowns and you forfeit your turn. Torture and burn.
I smoke cigarettes, but I don't leave loose screws laying around in the equipment.
Court is adjourned. Only bids handed out, no speaking. You better watch your step, cuz no sleeping. Put your goons in a hot. Whip slow creeping, hopping.
Seriously? What the fuck was that? Like, I don't care if people like, I don't care, but I just don't understand how they're slamming these doors that fucking hard.
Now, masked up, the flow deepens. These ain't cast and blasted for no reason. They ride for the cause, blasted the Mohicans. Last of a dying breed, you don't wanna die and bleed, you will perish violently. If you see the iron squeeze, time to leave. Shit is gonna get mucky, no miracles, you ain't gonna get lucky. It isn't gonna play like that, you gon' stiff and you gon' stay like that. Lay break flat, you gone. It's a homicide, family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive, you gone. It's a homicide, family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive.
Waiting on this shift, waiting for the rush. Keep the 40 tucked, talking about you let the 40 buck nigga story up. Corner high phone tap, followed home, police watching. 10 drop pimps, hocking hoes that be street walking. A deep option is to get the beef popping. A peace offering went to saying rest in peace often. Sleep copping 6 feet, death is a month. Arrested and cuffed, prison ride next is a buck. The road cold, but the paper keep us warm in the night. With North Faces, bottle Ace, but we pouring the light. Tunnel vision, eyes lock, all I see is a dollar. Piece of shit in the mirror, all I see is my father. Fuck him. The game got us all twisted in a hurricane. Lost my mind when the crimes came and the murders came. To all my niggas getting bread on the grind. There's no bail when you're locked doing federal time.
You gone, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive. You gone, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive.
Motherfucker to come harder than me and Graham. Use the blam, empty the clip until I see him land.
All out, empty the strip, and people fleeing
I need a plan, triple beam scale and a key of grams.
Illegal jams, no options available. Coppers are tailing you, close friends failing you.
Fuck shit, you really do, cushion the glass jar. Cocaine moving so faster than NASCAR.
Trying to earn hard, but you crash in a firestorm. Trying to live the life of a G in a higher form.
My dogs are riding for blood in and blood out. If you ain't down with my team, bitch, get the fuck out.
I take a bullet for my fam, I'm my brother's keeper. It ain't about no music, the struggle's deeper.
Drugs and tweakers searching for the best rock, trap house, T-grams, crack man, next shot.
It's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive. You gone, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive, strong survive.
Yo, check it.
Doesn't move from that. It's not even
Yo. Don't give me 10 seconds to battle you back, bitch. I'll leave you in a casket, using my lips, cause I'm a verbal murderer, you heard of me before. Derelict, the one the sickest rappers keeping it in store. I'ma keep it on lock, my lip locks like a Glock. I pop shots out my tongue and I'ma leave your ass shot. I lacerations drop the throat from the mic cord. You wanna come and me, you claiming that you're hardcore. I battle rapping victimize you fucking whack MCs. So don't come at me cause I'm like a venereal disease. Leave you sicking like the clap from Eddie gonorrhea. You don't wanna fuck with the shit because I'll see you to your deathbed. Off the shit that I said, off the shit that I spit off my head, leaving you a dread. Last like the hairstyle, while I stay so fire with my profile. I mean I lock it up down with my cerebral. But all you and your people been acting like you're so evil, but you ain't bad at all. You need a slap across the jaw for acting roll, cause claiming shit that you ain't ever done before. You're claiming that you got me and gritty and hardcore and roll, but I think that you run hardcore with scare bands, and I don't care that I don't really play fair. I'm here to battle you, start a cypher and spark it, or else I'm gonna have to jack you up and rob your pocket, rob your wallet. Don't know what you want to call it, being a victimized gang. When this team is how we stole it. We stalling on the streets and invading homes, kicking out fucking doors, putting guns to domes. I'm a hypocritical cat who used to stuff packs. Now I slang crack. No, I don't slang crack because I'm hypocritical. Because I said it was so bad. Now I'm sitting here and I'm acting oh so mad, but I'm oh so bad. At the same time, my brothers be making money, but it ends off the packs and that ain't that money. We need to wake up in the fucking
all. Seeing people run up like, oh my God, like what we gonna do? Our kids be getting stabbed up. 8 and 12 like, yo, let's get this cash up and get this cash up and take them out. Cause we need to band together and get the fakes out. The negativity's the life of helping me focus on everything else, not the positive. So let's go on and just flow. I'ma keep it on the mic, just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic. All your fake ass words of life, and let's go. I'ma keep it on the mic. And I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic.
With these faceless bodies and baseless allegations.
Y'all say me never did I want you. Oh Lord, me tell you. Oh. Yeah. Shot one time, yeah. Shot one time, what? Yo, take 'em out, bring 'em out, dead. Westward, hit 'em in the head. 1 gun, 2 guns, 3 guns, 4, sure, 5, falls out, crowd, leader, honey. Yo, murder, pull out, turn out, them Westwood, with the blanket, them on me, murder, we never have peace, we make a back, take come on, don't let the back, cheek,
Okay, so if I got one loose screw, one loose nut, prevented a loose screw, and there's still a loose screw in it.
That's the Black Queen, England, and now the ding-a-ling-a-thing, what we bringing, is the demon and a fiend for the views, move your country, don't abuse it, we just choose it, so burn the flag, cause I'm on that rebel shit, the level kick, 10 times, yeah, pass when you drag, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, foot, go on, yeah, red, what, hold it down, let the bridges falling down, DJ Westwood, that's crazy, I ain't 5 foot kicks, hit the Westwood, with what the DJ's on the mix, that ain't all that hip, don't skip the dial, money cause that's style, now you can't get the chance to get new music in that style, he's scratching, put in black and blue, bruises on cruising glasses, no wonder I tune on radio show.
No, what gets me is the screws have to fall out of something, right? The screws have to fall out of something, right? So somewhere is a machine missing screws. These have not fallen out in years, I can tell. What are those 2 or 3? These have not fallen out in years. I can tell by that little bit of corrosion. That's wonderful. That ain't gonna hurt nothing because this seems to be, I don't know if that's galvanized or aluminum or plastic, but it is not corroded at all. So we know this has been working for a very long time. It is the only corrosion in the whole fucking machine, I think. Oh, except for the cosmetic. The proof that it was installed somewhere. Oh, you can't even see it. So, focal point. Where is all that bright light coming from? This is not functioning as I would like. Oh man, so technically there is some minor surface corrosion, but I can't even prove that to you. So I look like a liar again. Damn it, this. This thing's so hot. That's why I never touch it, and I just leave it sitting on top of the stainless steel monitor and never touch it, because it's hot as fuck. Damn it, shit is fucking cord is too long to sit still. But too short to put anywhere useful. Oh, love that combination. Oh shit, there, don't fucking move. There she goes. Yeah, cigarettes kill you, lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, probably. Just I'm doing it doesn't mean you should. You know you can't have one. I don't know where that free drugs thing ever came from. Well, if people are gonna offer you drugs, you're gonna have to say no. I'm practicing. All right. It never happened though. Motherfucker. I smoke cigarettes, but I don't leave loose screws in machines and then ship them out. I think I told this one before on these videos. My grandfather had a customer once. He came back at least 3 times. He drove a cab. So the trunk of his car, this is back in the 90s, it was a Crown Vic. The trunk of the car was big enough to hold a chest freezer, a smaller one. And he told us outright he didn't need a warranty because he was sending him to Africa for his mother to sell water. Oh, so we made sure everything worked like it wasn't going to break. These are dead simple machines too, so somebody could fix it. But eventually it will eventually need service. Fucking all I remember is he came back 3 times. Well, he came back twice, I guess is how you say. I don't fucking know how you say that. I'm too fucking high. This bastard. Alright, there's enough surface corrosion. Oh, that's wiping off. That's not even real surface corrosion. It's a minor amount. Holy fuck. The more I fucking touch this, the cleaner it gets, the newer it looks. You're not gonna believe this was genuinely installed anywhere. It's losing its fucking Kijiji value. It's eBay value. There's not even dirt on my fingers. What the fuck? There's more dust inside than outside. Just on the vault, on the box. Okay, so this is a video of what not to do. So what did we do so far? We hooked up the ring and tip lines backwards once. Okay. I know what I need is these fucking socket connectors for these wires here, and I'll never have to fucking touch these screw terminals again. But I'll short out my fucking phone line, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Alligator clips here too somewhere. Can I find them right now? No, I don't have them. I know I own them. I know I own them. So I use them laying around all the time just in case I need them. Do I know where they are right now? Nope. But I know I own them. This is 2 little jumpers. Alligator clips on each end, and that would be very useful for this shit. Can't find them. Instead of spending 20-30 minutes hooking them up and unhooking them, it would have taken me like 30 seconds. Even after I got it backwards. So this battery's not on. And there's 6,000,001 reasons why it wouldn't take a charge. It's not off hook. I can't make it go off. There's no manual off hook, flash, battery test, nothing. There's nothing. Like, of all the things they could have put in here, they didn't. They put a ringer. They know damn well 99% of payphones never get the ringer turned on. That's like a 99-cent piece, that little buzzer. And it's big too. They have to find space on the fucking circuit board, on the fucking printed circuit board. This piece here. It's as big as the fucking voice chip. Which supposedly is that one. So we're gonna experiment with that later. Put in some fucking money, or you can't make a goddamn phone call. Ooh, wow, really? That might be illegal, I'm not sure. It might not be too, because you're free to go use any other phone, right? Alright, what did I fucking not do? There's a loose screw in here. Okay, where did this screw come from? It's a very good question. And I have to put that nut back on. God damn, how the fuck did that even fall off? Alright, what does this look like most? No. It's a loose screw from a different goddamn machine, eh? There's 2 of them in there. It's from the fucking terminal block, eh? Well, that screw in. This is a ground terminal. It's not supposed to have nothing in it. It screws in, it's staying in there. And that'll be my spare screw for later. Yeah, I'm supposed to ground this box, but I got nothing to ground it to, really. Threads in. All right. This one fucking loose screw dealt with. It probably did not fall out of there, in all likelihood. It probably fell out of a bag. I already know what happened. Somebody had a baggie of screws putting this terminal block together and dropped two of them. Oh, you know what that is? It's the exact same fucking screw, except it's a slightly different color. This is to hold the fucking terminal block in place. Not that it matters. Are these two loose though? Like seriously, are they? Are they? Are they? Because if these two fucking screws are not in there, but they're here, that's like really odd. It's one of those odd coincidences. Again, I swear by these, not fucking glass jars. If that thread's in, I'm gonna be a dummy hole with no threads in it, man. I'm gonna be angry. How long does it take a stoner with 6 different terminal illnesses to figure out a North American payphone? Look, we gave him the keys and the internet and a working phone line to hook it up to. This bastard still can't figure it out. Yeah, that's a dummy hole, I think. It doesn't go anywhere. That's fine. It doesn't need both holes, both screws. Okay, fine. Then we got an extra fucking. Yeah, you know what? They dropped They dropped all the screws when they were putting in the terminal block. They couldn't find the ones that were left over. Notice that they couldn't screw them in anyway. They knew that they couldn't screw them in anyway. So this here is to ground out the case. This grounds the. It's a ground wire. Never fucking mind. You don't need it. You do need it. You should have it so nobody gets shocked ever. Like it'll never happen, except 1 in a million times. It'll be in that time. It'll be some guy with a pacemaker. And so I don't want that wire. Is that just out of sight of the camera? No. Okay. Good. There's one more loose fucking screw in there, but I got nowhere to screw it into. It came out of that fucking junction block. You can see it quite clearly. The heads are exactly the same. The threads are the heads and the threads are exactly the same, but they're colored slightly differently. The ones for the terminals are more goldish, and the fucking other ones look more like steel, like silver steel. Might actually be gold in those screws. I can melt those down if I get really desperate. 1,750 an ounce or some shit. Put this fucking thing in. I gotta find out what happened to that other fucking screw. Before we do that, I need my dime. Where did I lose it? Did it fall off this fucking tin? Shit. That's what it was stuck to. Son of a bitch. Did I stick it on here? Yes, I did. See? Isn't it very fun watching me fuck around and get shit wrong? What did I do with the nut? It's not magnetic. That's an interesting characteristic to know. So if I drop this, I will not get it back. There's a fucking six-sided fucking thing here. The top one is open, so it's actually 5 sides, so you can see how far down the nut is. And I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna fucking do this. Excuse me. I can't even pull. Okay, I need 3 ends. Seriously? Motherfucker. We're supposed to do this in the field? I need a tweaker. I can rotate that with my fingertip, but I can't. And if I had super long fingernails, but I don't. If I was a tweaker, but I'm not. Okay, if I get that to there with that, and then use this. Now, where the fuck is the telephone company guy gonna figure out to find a street sweeper blade. He's not municipal. He's like regional and fucking federal and shit. He won't even think to look for a street sweeper blade. They don't have street sweepers everywhere that have payphones. Son of a bitch. Is that a sharp end? Nope. No. What the fuck? This one must have fell off, Brandon. What the fuck is that? It's round on both ends. I got 100 of these. I got 1,000 of these fucking things. I got the one with no sharp end. Are you fucking serious? That's the fucking kind of day it is today. I can't believe this shit, man. I have a fucking can. It's within reach. There's a fucking can. Hundreds of these. Goddamn things. Bucker. Watch it fall up. Watch it fall up. All I can think is the courier must have thrown this box, which surprises me because it's heavy. Now, I don't think it cares which way is up as long as you don't try pumping coins into it and the battery's not floating around loose, which it wasn't. But that's so. There's one more loose screw. Two loose, literally loose, running around loose in the fucking unit screws. One loose nut. The associated bolt to that nut. And then this screw here, which wasn't straight or tight. I mean, one thing at a time. I'm gonna do this like the fucking generals coming to inspect it. Dougie, don't use that big brother, don't use that Bell Canada phone. Come here and use this phone. Here, I'll even give you the quarter, bro. If you quarter money back guaranteed, let's leave it at that. He doesn't want nothing free either. He's a business person. Why don't you give me something free? Oh, it's rotating. Oh shit, I got it just loose enough. Oh shit. There it goes. How did I do that? Now, where in the manual does it say to use the very edge of your finger that is coated in cannabis resin? Now, I just got to make sure that it doesn't totally bind up, because that's why it's not screwed in like dead tight. Well, it's finger tight. It can't really get any tighter. Push it all the way in. Push it all the way this way. Alright, that shouldn't be a problem because I can see the threads protruding. I put a drop of Loctite on that bitch. The crazy glue. Do I got crazy glue? I swear to God. That should take 20 fucking years of like freight trains or airplanes or something before that loosens, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank God I got small change, eh? I always say that to people. They don't. Most people understand. People in the ghetto understand. You know, you're trying to break a 20. You're trying to spend $1 with a $100 bill, looking cool. Who wants to give you $99 change? Nobody. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I love $100 bills. I want to see some of the thousands before they all get taken out of circulation, but nobody has those. RCMP asked the bank to stop making them because according to them, they're used by money launderers and organized crime. So they stopped making them, and there was over $2 billion worth of them in circulation. And now there's only 900 million. So they've been coming back into bank accounts somehow. I really wish these holes weren't so open, but no, because this one here, I've looked real closely at it. Oh, of course, I put the wire on top of the receiver. On the other phone, this piece here, because it's not epoxied in, I just took it out and fucking cleaned it, and it was disgusting. It was 40 years old, and people hold it in front of their mouth when they speak. It'll hear you just fine up here. Alright, what else did I have to do this? I'm not going to find that other screw. I knocked it further into the machinery. shot. Okay, you didn't put a magnet near it, did you? And by the way, this is like a Faraday cage, eh? That's probably why these things last so long. In terms of all the electrical interference you would expect them to be exposed to over the years. I hate using this light, but I'm not getting up for the other one. Yeah, I can hear a motor grinding every time. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, I can get it out then. It's upside down. Okay, how is this attached? Oh, let's drop it in. What the fuck is it? Okay. How much space do I have to get that out? Oh, dear, if I knock it sideways. You know what? I'm going to do that. Oh, I believe there's a loose screw in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch you. You're way too close, eh? You're supposed to be 2 meters away, bedroom. I'll throw the spliff at you. Just back the fuck up. No battery. Don't drop the battery. And if I don't want the fucking company that sold me this to get a bad rep off a bunch of really. This is my own karma or some shit. I carry this around with me all the time. Look how many weird little problems there's been. Not just with this phone, with everything. Weird little problems all the goddamn time. I'm used to it. I bitch about it. I get on with my day. If I was mentally ill, like a dangerous person, I would fucking go crazy and hurt people. I've never done it yet. I don't know why that one doctor tried to say I would. Or did, or whatever the fuck she said. Oh. Okay. Fucking balance the battery here. And take this weird piece of, that's good. There's no sharp edge on that. I've never seen one of these with no sharp edge. This is not what I thought it was. I don't know where it came from. And that makes me nervous because it could be radioactive or some shit. I got it. Knock it all the way to the ends. Motherfucker. Now where did this go? Oh, that's a little one, I think. I can't see. Oh shit. Where the fuck did look at the fucking size of that? Oh, don't drop the battery. No, it won't fall, so I'll just put it down. Oh yeah, I think so military-minded. I didn't just use the enemy's stuff. I used their garbage to hook my shit. So they can't even complain about it or even know it. I did them a favor. And still saved my fucking investment money. So where the fuck did this come from? So Philip said, oh, I see one right here that looks the same. Oh dear. Okay. And why did it go off before? Now if I leave it, what happens if I press play?
What's falling down, and the bridge is falling down. Westward is in.
See if it runs for more than a minute. I need that other light. I can see the same screw is what's holding these boards on, so I just gotta find the hole where it's missing one. Again, it's not drastically bad. The idea was I was purchasing a refurbished phone. I guess I get to refurbish it myself. For the learning experience, I still consider it free. The fact I didn't have to give Bell Canada $500. I would have had to pay somebody to drag it to my house, no matter who that was. So that's how I figure it. I didn't always spend $100. I would have had to pay shipping anyway, or go get it, or carry it on the fucking bus or some shit, which I could get away with doing, I think. I can see all little screws that are not missing. Did you drop one while you were putting this shit together, brethren? Because is that why there's a spare? That's what I got all these dime bags for. Oh, I'm sorry, coin envelopes for. This little plastic part, looks a little bent. Speaks to perhaps some previous impact. I swear to God, this chip says 666, but it's upside down, so let's just pretend this is 999. It's a fucking, somebody put that out as the model number of the fucking chip. Bastards. Like it's funny. Oh, how did I have that before? I have to unhook it to get back the same way. I had it fucking this way. What the fuck? Don't break the wires. It don't matter if they bend. They'll fix it. I didn't want that touching down here anyway. No, it did not come off the coin mechanism. Well, next time I get one of these in the fucking mail, I'll know exactly what the fuck to do with it. There is a fucking screw missing from somewhere on this board. I need that other light. I don't need a joint. Is this one magnetic? Probably not. No, this one is. The one for the circuit board's magnetic. The one for the coin mechanism is not. That's interesting. And there's a little seal in here. A little silicone fucking. Like a piece of silicone. It is too. It's a piece of tubing. It could be vinyl. Vinyl or silicone. I guess that's to keep the rain out. If the floodwaters get that high. Don't worry, it's got the extra long cord. If the water can reach up to about like here before it's a problem. It's another reason not to use this terminal block and just use this wire here with this phone jack. Don't force it. I'll get that in a second. Oh, I swear to God, this fucking keypad thing might start working spontaneously. There'd be a fucking piece of dust in this switch or some bullshit. Oh, we're gonna get the whole fucking neighborhood wired up if I can just get this fucking thing. By the way, you can program whatever numbers you want to work on this thing for free, eh? You don't have to write that on the front of the phone either. Alright, where's my other light? Where's my joint? Did this go out? The alarm went off after a minute. Okay. We're not totally fucked up with our alarm system. Alright, fucking.
Also a risk, particularly for the areas under those rainfall warnings.
You know what I meant. Not
Any
an alarm
community
system.
that unfortunately has to deal with thunderstorms in addition to this system rain will be dealing with heavier amounts of rain, and that's
These
where the
little
flooding
tiny
concerns
weights.
really come into play. The low pressure system responsible for the wet weather
These
is also
little tiny
bringing
weights
strong winds. Later today, gusts
have
up
to
to
do with
50 kilometers an hour
verifying
move in with the rain. Tomorrow, that easterly wind even stronger. And the cherry on top, the temperatures will also be dropping into the low teens, well below the seasonal daytime high of 20 degrees. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time 105. The case count remains steady in the province, but the numbers are still staggering. 340 new COVID-19 cases and 23 deaths today, with long-term care homes continuing to struggle. 680's Stuart McGinn says the public is calling for action.
Public inquiries are important, but they take years. Those words from the CEO of Ontario's Long-Term Care Association, supporting an overall look at the sector while demanding further action now as the virus continues to take a toll on those most vulnerable to it. Donna Duncan tells me staffing is one of the areas in immediate need.
We need to continue to work on recruiting more staff to come into our homes on a permanent basis. Armed forces and hospital staff and education staff are temporary band-aids.
Nearly three-quarters of Ontario's virus-related deaths have come from long-term care facilities, while more than 1,600 staff so far have tested positive. And Duncan adds frequent and repeated testing is needed as they try to contain the situation.
We can't move our residents, people who are COVID negative, if we don't know if they're really negative.
The association recognizes steps taken to help the sector amidst this pandemic have worked, while Ontario's Minister of Long-Term Care says the system is broken and an inquiry will take place. I'm Stuart McGinn.
680 News Time 106. Hospitalizations and ICU occupancy will be key to tracking whether Ontario suffers any setbacks. Hospitalizations and ICU occupancy is key, and that's the word from Ashley Tewitt, a Toronto epidemiologist, telling the Star the province is creating a challenge for itself by opening things back up. and expanding testing at the same time. Earlier this week, the Ford government promised testing will be further expanded, allowing anyone with symptoms to get swabbed. That means it will be difficult to tell whether any increase in cases is coming from more tests or issues related to some restrictions being eased too soon. But Tuit says looking at what's happening in the province's hospitals will be the key, despite the fact that the data will keep us behind, not ahead, until the virus continues to spread.
Some restrictions for drivers to keep in mind this weekend as the city looks to give pedestrians more space to physically distance. The city's Asher Roth has more on active TO and how drivers are reacting so far.
Traffic jams. Remember those?
No.
Traffic jams. Yeah, it's been a while, but a Twitter user spotted one on the lakeshore near Palace Pier earlier today. That's because the eastern lanes of the lakeshore are closed to vehicular traffic between Windermere and just west of Bathurst.
Stupid crap I don't need.
That's the city's plan to ensure pedestrians have a safe place to walk or bike while maintaining physical distancing. Now, as part of the plan, you'll also find the eastbound Gardner ramp to the lakeshore closed as a result, and a portion of Bayview between Mill Street and Rosedale Valley Road is also off limits. As part of the plan, several residential areas have been designated as quiet streets, meaning you can't use them unless you live in those areas. They include side streets in East York,
And if they catch you, they kick you back out. Leave. Outsiders. I found out. I found
at 11.
these motherfuckers here.
680 News Time 108 as construction on the eastern section of the Gardner Expressway continues. Crews are about to shut down another ramp long term. City's Kyle Hawking has the details.
Yeah, it's the Jarvis ramp to the westbound Gardner, which will shut down as of Monday the 18th at 12:01 a.m. And this ramp will stay closed until the end of phase 1 of the Gardner rehabilitation. That's the phase they're in now, which will finish up in January of next year. First phase has reduced the Gardner to 2 lanes each way between Jarvis and Cherry, but crews are far from done. Once they finish there, they move on to phase 2 of the 7-phase project and begin work on the section near the exhibition grounds between Dufferin and Strawn. And we get to enjoy this work for 7 more years, with the entire rehabilitation project not slated to finish until 2027. I'm Kyle Hawking.
680 News Time 109. The pandemic has resulted in quieter roads, but also an outbreak of extreme speeders. The OPP say they've seen a 30% increase in the number of charges laid for speeding and stunt driving in the GTA. As we hear from 680's Kevin Meisner, police are reminding drivers of the dangers of high speeds.
A driver east of Ottawa was recently caught doing 271 kilometers per hour, while a teen in Burlington was caught at 308.
There is never a reason for anybody to be going that fast.
OPP Constable Kevin Lamacraft says crashes at that speed are nearly impossible to avoid and almost always fatal.
Cars these days are designed to protect you in the case of a collision, but at a collision at that speed, your body is not designed to take the impact that is involved in that.
And this request from Constable Lamacraft has seen too many tragedies on the road.
Oh, more key rings. I knew I had.
Slow down, enjoy the journey, and take the time it requires to get to your destination. Going fast does no one any good.
I'm Kevin Meisner.
Ah, that's the same as the squid. Where the fuck did that hair come from?
Time now for the 680 News gas price update.
Damn it.
Pro predicts the price of gas will stay the same at midnight, holding at 92.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in 30 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones.
This is 680 News.
Hello, Better Business Bureau.
Hi, Alpine Credits here. I just wanted to check in on our BBB rating. Are we still A+?
Yes, you are.
Oh, great.
Are you supposed to tell a joke or say approved or something?
Well, normally yes, but this one's serious.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved, and our ads are normally really funny. At least we think so, but this one is about our Better Business Bureau rating, and it's hard to be funny and credible at the same time. Alpine Credits.
That's interesting.
Some conditions apply. This
So if I
release is
completely
12
ignore their suggestion to use their patented whatever the fuck proprietary security screws, I can use cheap ass fucking drywall screws from those same holes. That's good to know.
It's blocking southbound lanes at this point. Police are on scene. We also have construction set up in the eastbound 401 east of Morningside in the collectors. 2 left lanes are blocked, and the northbound Allen ramp to westbound 401 is closed because of construction as well. But generally, a pretty good drive on the 401 across the GTA right now, and on the 404 Don Valley Parkway combination. Eastbound Gardner, the ramp to the Lakeshore at Park Lawn is closed, and that's because we have eastbound lanes of the Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road for active TO. You're going to find it a bit slow on the eastbound Gardner as you approach the Lakeshore ramp at Jameson. And then don't forget from York to DVP, you're down to 2 lanes only due to long long-term construction, but there is no delay to that stretch. Also in Markham, east and westbound Baroque closed from Kennedy to east of it, and that's all for fire investigation. Nobody looks after you like Lexus of Oakville, now open and looking after you with guest visits by appointment only to ensure your safety. Book your time to visit at lexusofoakville.ca. Your next report is at 1:21, and now with the forecast, here is Denise Andriachi.
Oh, well, increasing cloud and those scattered showers are getting a little closer to the GTA. It will be somewhat unsettled for a few hours before the more steady, really heavy rain moves in and takes over, along with the strong winds. Just a stormy couple of days here in the GTA, with temperatures below seasonal as well for the next couple of days. Now, in terms of rainfall amounts, we could see up to 75 millimeters by the time it's all wrapped up. There's certainly some pockets of southern Ontario that will likely see higher amounts, and there's the risk for some embedded thunderstorm activity. That's where some of the heavy downpours will come into play as well. So localized flooding a concern. Right now, downtown Toronto, it is 15 degrees. Your Garrett, no, it's 14 degrees here, and at Pearson Airport, that's your guaranteed high today, 14.
Jesus, I almost told people it was 15. Hey, fucking hell, that would have made me look so bad. Jesus, I'm glad you're on top of
18 months, but cell biologist Robert Van Exen tells the Big Story podcast that estimate is overly optimistic. He recalls a search for a vaccine of the disease AIDS was first discovered.
But we've been now, from 84 to 2020, a long time. And as far as we've got in terms of a vaccine, we've had 2 vaccines that went into phase 3 clinical trials. One didn't work at all, and the other one was only 30% effective. That can happen. I think we'll be more lucky with coronavirus. I don't think it's quite as complicated as
I think we'll be lucky. Okay, based on what?
You can listen to the full episode of the BigStoryPodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcast. This is 680 News. BDO Debt Solutions understands that uncertain times can put a strain on your finances. If you're finding it difficult to cover your monthly expenses, keep up with minimum payments, and manage your debt load, a BDO licensed insolvency trustee will provide a free over-the-phone consultation, review your situation, explain your debt relief options, and help find a debt solution that works for you. BDO is committed to ensuring you get the debt help you need when you need it. Call 1-855-BDO-DEBT to book a free phone consultation.
Damn it.
Canada,
What's in there? Why are you such a bitch? Because we're on air.
I need your help. From now until May 19th, you can vote for your favorite video at breakfasttelevision.ca. The top 3 finalists will be announced on Breakfast Television, and the winner will be judged by the legend himself, Simon Cowell.
Pigmentless like my fucking skin. God damn it.
Vote for the best Canadian Family's Got Talent video today, only on City TV, presented by Canadian Tire.
Got the manuals. There's a light on top of the cell phone so we can overheat and catch fire. That's what we're doing next.
16 degrees,
partly
cloudy,
this here.
rain on the way. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Cam Dorrit.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour.
A 6-year-old girl and 14-year-old boy are both in hospital with serious injuries, as well as a woman after an apparent explosion inside a Markham home. Reports say the entire back wall of the house now missing. Emerged near Burr Oak Avenue and Kennedy Road. Here comes the rain. 60 millimeters expected to fall starting this afternoon and lasting until Tuesday morning. It should make physical distancing a little. You will have the details.
So later on, I can hook this phone up and another phone and another phone.
A rush of first-time gardeners. 680's Irene Precklin has some tips from an expert. 680 News Time, 1:15. And 680 Sports, Sports at 590 The Fan. Here's Brent Gunning.
We've got 2 more matches today in the Bundesliga as German soccer's top division returns this weekend. Right now on Sportsnet, you can watch Bayern Munich and Berlin. You can also find that on Sportsnet now. Bayern has the lead thanks to a Robert Lewandowski penalty. Canadian Alphonso Davies booked for a yellow card in the first half. They are on the second half now. You can watch it on Sportsnet along with Sportsnet now. The PGA Tour won't return for a couple of weeks, but some of golf's best will tee it up this afternoon in Florida. Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson will team up against Ricky Fowler and Matt Wolff in a skins game to benefit COVID-19 relief. They're playing at Seminole Golf Club in Florida at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The NHL Association made progress on the framework for a 2014 playoff, but there is still work to be done. Both sides are expected to continue speaking over the next couple of days, and NASCAR is back at Darlington in South Carolina. Brad Keselowski starts in pole position. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
Find a car today a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Now, see here, I know you're an expert on buying a car and all, and I appreciate that. I really do. But don't you suppose that maybe, just maybe, everybody could use a little help like Jerry here?
Well, she told me it was easy. I went
to OntarioCars.ca, don't you know, with a
If I worked for the phone company, I would take that little part out of every fucking phone in anticipation of the day when I started my own phone company.
The movie theater is coming to your house. Vision's Electronics Home Theater Sale is on, with the best prices you've seen in, like, ever. Huge discounts on flat screens, receivers, and speakers, plus incredible deals on everything store-wide in every department, with up to 12 months, no interest and no payments. And all of our locations are here to serve you, including online for curbside pickup. The home theater sale on now. Bring the boom into your own living room, only at Vision's Electronics.
680 News Time, 1:18. For many of us, the Victoria Day long weekend is the start of gardening season. And this year, with the pandemic, there are some that are trying gardening for the first time. Let me tell you, it's pretty tough. 680's Irene Frecklin has some tips from an expert.
680's garden expert Mark Holland says when it comes to gardening, location is key.
You can plant all kinds of things. Just make sure
Well, I was going to have to watch this sooner or later.
a sun-loving plant in the sun and a shade-loving plant in the shade.
And if you're looking to
What about a plant that
low
like sort of
maintenance
like
choices.
And food that you want to grow, start with some tomatoes, or if you have a garden, radishes, nothing easier to grow than a radish. You could sow the seeds and harvest the radishes in 40 days.
If you are growing plants in a container, Cullen says make sure you change the soil every season.
So get good quality fresh container mix.
He says the number one mistake first-time gardeners make is they overwater. I'm Irene Frecklin.
680 News Time, 1:19. Many people have been sharing their C&E memories this week. The Canadian National Exhibition announced it's taking the year off because of the pandemic. Premier Doug Ford among them.
Yeah, I went there for, like, all of us growing up. They didn't have a Wonderland when we grew up, and that was the highlight. I remember going to a C&E with $5, $10 in my hand, and you'd be there all day. That's going to be the first time I understand it's ever going to be closed. But these are some of the sacrifices that we're facing.
I was exhausted after my year. I was the 50th Miss America, which is the other big milestone.
As they initiate their exit, that's when the explosion or flash is being described as both things, an explosion or flashover occurred.
680 News Time, 1:19. Many people have been laid off because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This creating issues for a number of divorced Canadians dealing with child care and spousal support payments. Family lawyer Rick Patika, Shulman Partners, told 680 News the law firm has received many calls about support issues, from complaints about not receiving what they should to requests for payments to be lower. These are just parties work together to allow things to stabilize.
Come to their own interim agreements that they can work with while the courts are in the process of trying to get back to full operation. Really try to negotiate their own agreements at this time. This is a time where it's been most key that parties work together and set aside whatever differences they have and just come to a practical resolution.
According to Shulman, partners people not receiving their payments of an existing court order or agreement, the Family Responsibility Office can assist in collecting any support payments should it be necessary. And the U.S. military has launched a mysterious space plane into orbit again.
Oh, you see what I just fucking did?
That's flown
See
by
what I
remote
just
control
poured the water?
within a
That
critical
swear to God,
Colombian
I was
ocean.
so
De rester chez eux, de pas aller voir leur voisin.
I wouldn't have shown you that if I didn't. You saw me walking with no water spot. The camera might have seen
how long the
that.
spacecraft will remain in orbit or the purpose of the mission. This is 680 News.
If this ever fills with water,
21 time for traffic and weather. Get another one. Here's Christine Lindros.
if it fills with water.
By Lexus of Oakville. We still have construction set up on the eastbound 401 east of Morningside in the collectors. 2 left lanes are blocked. Emergency crews
It will drain
lining the
out.
roadway.
Unless a
here, but
loose
it's not
fucking
causing a big
screw
delay.
ends
That's
up
the
in
good
there.
news. And if you're traveling on the northbound Allen, just be aware there's no access to westbound 401. We've got that ramp closed off, but westbound 401 itself is looking good. Across the GTA into
to both the Mississauga and Milton areas. Problem-free on the 404 Don Valley Parkway combination at this time. Along the south end of the city, it's not a bad drive on the Gardner Expressway, but do be aware we have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium
This
Road.
phone must have been in a fucking mall or something.
Scheduled to reopen tomorrow evening at about 11
The one with
p.m.
the little
So in the meantime, you'll
little
also
kids,
find
where the kids
eastbound
don't
Gardner
hang
ramp to
out.
the Lakeshore at Park Lawn closed, and eastbound Gardner, there's a bit of a lineup at the Lakeshore ramp right at Jameson, which is your next opportunity to exit the Gardner.
Everybody's sitting up the weed, man.
The QEW, it's moving on through Mississauga, Oakville, and Burlington.
Whatever, man.
East and westbound Borough closed from Kennedy to east of it, and that's for an ongoing fire investigation. And we also have southbound Birchmount blocked at Shepherd.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll damage the
Oakville, now
fucking
open and looking after you with
mechanism.
gifts. Visits by appointment only to ensure your safety. Book your time to visit at lexusofoakville.ca. Your next report is at 1:31, and now with the forecast, here is Denise Andriachi.
Like crazy.
Cloudy and 15 at Pearson, a gusty wind now out of the east, and we'll just continue with these winds, and the scattered shower activity starts up soon before the heavy rain dominates the forecast for tonight and through the day tomorrow, with even stronger winds expected out of the northeast tomorrow. Colder temperatures, just a miserable Victorian day weather-wise. We could see some localized flooding, ponding, and pooling a concern. Toronto Region Conservation Authority already issuing some watches and just
I need a watch. I need a watch. How do I get a hold of the Toronto Conservation Authority? Because precisely, I need this watch to control the trees, the parks, and bird areas for people to feed birds
for
and
rivers
collect
and streams over the next couple of
liquor,
days.
cigarettes,
Tuesday,
and
still
weed,
some scattered showers in the
and
forecast.
those sorts of things. I need a watch. One that doesn't have Apple on the fucking back of it, eh?
The safety of those around you is more important than ever. The government of Canada has stated that the use of a
I
non-medical
don't mind if this
mask or
shit's all
facial
made in
covering
China. That's
can
fine. They
be
made
an
it right.
additional
It works
measure you can
fine.
take
Nothing
to
wrong with it
protect
except for that
others around
666
you.
chip.
It's important we
That
keep
makes
the
me very
supply of
suspect.
medical masks for frontline
And this extra
healthcare
thing here
workers.
that's only
Canada
referred to as a line. So I gotta find out what that
offers
means.
personal,
Mine has an
non-medical
extra
masks
pin.
and
That makes me
face shields
suspicious
at
too.
reasonable prices. Proudly made in Canada for Canadians. Buy non-medical masks and face shields now at CanadaMaskSupply.ca.
You're listening to 680 News.
680 News is working for you to get you answers to what you need to know about COVID-19. One listener asked, as an employee, what happens if your employees refuse to come to work? We went to 680's go-to employment lawyer, Stuart Rudner of Rudner Law.
If you were laid off and now you've been recalled, you have the duty to go back to work. And refusing to go back to work is basically abandoning one's job, unless there's a valid legal reason.
Abandoning.
And really, those come down
Jesus,
to
did you quit? No, I abandoned my
One
job,
is that
bro.
if someone cannot
I ain't
work
quitting.
due to COVID-19, then they may be entitled to a job protected leave of absence. If they are entitled to accommodation for things like child care obligations, or if they are immunocompromised and they can't be accommodated in the workplace, then they would not have to go to work. Or, as we discussed before, there's always a right to refuse unsafe work. So if the workplace itself is unsafe, then they would have a right not to go there. But unless one of those exceptions applies, then you can't just simply decide not to go to work.
This I can do whatever I want.
Answered as well.
The minister said so. He said I could cross the border.
Or call the listener line at 416-872-6800. And a Canadian professional soccer club based in York Region is chipping in to help fight COVID.
Oh, the life of a service technician.
A team-themed face mask campaign to benefit Mackenzie
I'm actually an
Foundation
appliance
Response
service
Fund.
technician. I don't know why I'm branching out to telecom.
Masks will go to the fund.
They told me computers were the way of the future, internet, all that. What's working to make money? Payphones, washing machines. Filling up money for nothing else.
In their community. The business
Walking around with loose change in their pockets, England's irritating them. They just start popping in the slots.
At Hydro One, we created the pandemic relief program because our
So yeah, this whole
no one should have to worry
so
about being
exciting.
disconnected.
Wherever our customers are, we need to do what we can to restore power. Families should feel safe and secure. Being here for our customers is more important than ever.
It's my skin. I'm just making an oil.
Strong and helping them grow.
Did I touch
Made for all financial relief and payment flexibility. Learn more at hydro1.com.
Lowe's would like to raise a hammer to everyone.
Hey, Brad, you put that hammer down.
Conference room.
My Brad, to get their hammer is you don't want to have a tool fucking show off contest here.
We're talking about the projection.
I don't want to do it. Damn it.
You've made it to spring, and it's time to build that extra.
Well, now you see less of the phone and I start.
To build your dream backyard at
I got 100 things I can balance this on. Don't pull the wire because the Ethernet gets loose. That's why I never do this.
Make your yard your home.
Damn it. Everything's got to be this way today.
Time 126.
Who's that rubber band?
680 News business reports. Oh my God. Pre-pandemic, restaurants were graded on the 5-star scale for food quality.
We got 9 safe here, buddy.
All of the things you were
It's
looking
pass,
for
fail, or
enjoyable
conditional pass, plus the
night
results of the previous
post-pandemic,
inspection.
It could be a very different dining experience where sanitation will be one of the benchmarks. David Hopkins is the
That's one of the benchmarks in the see, that's why I don't read newspapers for health advice. I listen to Toronto Public Health because they actually seem to know what they're doing when it comes to health. Okay, I gotta put these down. I'm gonna do this with the Velcro, if you cannot see the Velcro. If you have Dolby surround sound, that Velcro sound should be coming from behind you. Oh, balance.
Whether they're wearing gloves, whether all menus are now disposable menus, or even, all menus are printed on chalkboards or some sort of visual on the walls.
Jesus, where those come from?
Table distance is going to be
I knew I was short a fucking dollar or something.
Individual tables is.
Hopkins says, don't be surprised if the price for a dinner for two goes up
these
quite a bit from before.
7 of those.
Incredibly small margins as it is to begin with.
And 4 of
if you
those.
now take away
Hey,
25 or 30% of their table seating because you need appropriate distancing, restaurants are going to be losing money. So one of the things that I have no doubt is going to come out of this in the short term is consumers are going to be paying way higher prices for the same meal that they used to. Because the only way a restaurant can make money with, only 2/3 of their seating is to charge more. Like that's going to have
Just
to
get you at the fucking door faster. Don't sit down in there unless you got to. Be courteous to others. It says 20-minute seating limit. Now it'll be 15. That's a hint to only take 10.
Socialization and going out. So even with higher prices in the market, I have a sense that consumers will embrace that and really get back to enjoying a nice dinner out with friends. And understanding that, the restaurant industry is one that's tough and that restaurants do need to charge more to survive.
As David Hopkins, president of the 15th at the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
A message from Lakes and Co. area municipalities.
Hey, GTA residents, your neighbors in Orillia, Georgina, Innisfil, Bradford, West Willowberry, Oro-Medonte, Brock, Romera, and Simcoe County kindly remind you that it's not worth the drive up north right now. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many of the outdoor recreational amenities you expect to find may not be available. Together, we've all made steady progress to overcome COVID-19, but the virus has not yet been contained. Please consider skipping the day trip, but we'll be happy to have you back when the time is right.
The Infinity of Willowdale understands that some of their customers have been impacted as a result of the pandemic. Because of COVID-19, Infinity of Willowdale is proud to present the Infinity Privilege Program. Current and future Infinity drivers are eligible for payment relief of up to 3 lease payments plus 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance or 0% up to 72 months financing option. They also offer a contactless test drive experience for comfort and peace of mind. Focus on what matters most right now. For more details, visit infinityofwillardale.com.
Taking away your short-term forecast today, 15. Tomorrow, 11. Plenty of rain. Sarah Sheeby is at the digital desk. Is today's editor. 680 News is CFR AM Toronto and Double Tones. It's 1:30.
Different, and I want to find out why. Who needs a fucking snowboarder on a fucking board?
Here are Cam Dorrit and Caitlin Lee. Good afternoon. It's Sunday, May 17th.
Here's what's making news right now.
False alarm. There's a Canadian in trouble.
2 children are seriously hurt following an explosion at a Markham home.
A large bang was reported to police.
The fire marshal is now investigating.
While more businesses open up this weekend, the weather might keep you home. Heavy rain and strong wind on tap.
Calls for a public inquiry from the association representing Ontario's long-term care homes, but there's pressure for more to be done right now as cases and COVID-19 related deaths mount.
Some drivers still struggling to adjust to the city's active TO plan, which has portions of the Lakeshore, the Bayview Extension, and several residential streets closed to motorists this weekend.
We've got more Bundesliga today, including a Canadian in action, while the NHL is working on a playoff format. Sports at 45.
680 News Time, 1:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the one.
Hang
Here's
on a
Christine
chain or
Lagos.
something.
This report is brought to you by Roto-Rooter Emergency Services. It appears we still
Hang
have
on,
an
this chain, it'll
emergency
take the
road work
weight.
taking place on the eastbound 401 east to Morningside in the collectors. The two left lanes are blocked, not causing a delay for you at this point. The northbound Allen ramp to westbound 401 is also closed for construction, but there are no delays on the westbound 401. Southbound 400, right on the ramp to Rutherford, we have some debris in the left lane. MTO knows about it, so hopefully it will be cleared out of there shortly. Just something to watch out for. We're trouble-free on the Gardner Expressway, but it is starting to fill in on the eastbound Gardner ramp to the Lakeshore right at Jameson, and that's because we have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, and that's for active TO. It's scheduled to reopen tomorrow night at about 11 p.m. North and southbound Birchmount closed
Tell
at
us about,
Shepherd, and
because
that's
that
because of a
motherfucker's going to be
collision.
on there.
And
They
in
told us it'll be
Markham, in
soon,
east
and
and
I'm looking,
westbound
and
Borough
I see the
Oak,
phones aren't there, but they haven't
Kennedy
opened it up
to
yet. They
east
haven't told me to
of
open it
for
up yet. I
fire
can just hear.
investigation. With
Because I'll be
Roto-Rooter's
awake
new
listening.
contact-free service, there's no need to delay calling for help with your basement drain or water cleanup problem. Call 1-800-GET-ROTO or visit rotorooter.com. Your next report is at 1:41. And now with the forecast, here's Cindy
No mention
Sandriachi.
of the contact list.
Well,
I'm going to call them up and ask, is it contact list still? Because your ad didn't say it this time.
Steady rain later today,
Just in
and then
case.
it's
No, I
just
don't have a problem.
persistent through
with that
tonight
drainage.
and through the day
Just
tomorrow. The
making
winds
sure.
are gusty out of the east, but they'll be even stronger tomorrow as well. So
Yeah,
just
those are already
an
back
active
exactly
couple
where I
of
need
days
them.
here with heavy rainfall amounts. You know, tonight we could see up to 30 millimeters with an additional 20 to 30, maybe even up to 50 millimeters through the day tomorrow. So we're keeping an eye on
20
this
to 30 to
very
50.
slow-moving
The other
area of low
guy said
pressure that
40
will
to
dominate
60 or 60
the
to
weather
80, 40
forecast
to
for a
80.
couple of
You
days
said
here.
80
Right now
yourself
it
several
is
times. I'm just
15
fucking
and
sick of this
overcast
shit.
downtown. 14 at Pearson. That's your guaranteed high today, 14 degrees.
Still no rain just yet. 680 News Time, 1:33.
The entire back wall of a home in Markham has been taken out following an explosion and fire. York Regional Police say 3 people, including 2 children, have been rushed to hospital.
Staff Sergeant Andrew Bell says the fire broke out near Burr Oak Avenue and Kennedy Road streets just after 11 o'clock this morning.
It's bright white.
A large bang was reported to police at that time, and I believe EMS actually were the first on scene, followed by us. At that time, people were being evacuated from the property, and those individuals went to hospital.
It just went.
Bell says a 14-year-old boy and 6-year-old girl were rushed to get serious injuries. An adult female also taken to a trauma center. Burr Oak Avenue is closed between Kennedy Road and William Bursey Boulevard. Crews continue to work on the fire. Stay with 680 News for the latest on this developing story.
680 News Time, 1:34. Physical distancing has been harder than usual with the nice weather this weekend, but that's all about to change. City's Michelle Mackey has more on how the weather may affect your plans this weekend. She joins us live with the latest. Michelle.
Caitlin, the GTA under a special weather statement for 25 to 40 millimeters of rain by the end of the long weekend. Meantime, rainfall warnings blanket Hamilton to the north shore of Lake Erie for up to 50 millimeters of rain.
All right, you know, I'm going to stone. We're going to take these screws out. So
100 millimeters where we have thunderstorms, and that could trigger some localized flooding.
Look, it's blocking
To
the
put
light.
that number in perspective, Pearson Airport reported 40 millimeters of rain for all of April. The wet weather is thanks to what 680 weather specialist Denise Sandriachi calls a moisture-laden, slow-moving low-pressure system tracking into southern Ontario by late afternoon.
And because it is likely going to stall over the Great Lakes, this means that we're just dealing with this wet weather for a couple of days back to back and cooler temperatures.
Yeah, it's not just the rain. Strong easterly wind off Lake Ontario, gusting 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, will drop the temperature into the low teens for the next 2 days. Seasonal playtime highs should be 20 degrees.
They sell on the Choppers
So
Red
all
Mark too.
Toronto
I'm
parks,
going to get one.
except for Toronto Island, are now open. The weather will
almost bought
likely
a
help
digital
by law
multimeter.
enforcement
I need a
officers
dentist
keep
meter,
everyone
that's what I
home
need.
and apart. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
I don't know why they just bust up a
680
bigger
News
butter.
Time, 1:35. The province is reporting 340 new COVID-19 cases today, and 23 more deaths. The virus continues
most people
to spread
wouldn't
through long-term
notice,
care
but
homes.
this one's
City Sir McGinnis says
quick.
calls for a public inquiry continue.
Most people
with
wouldn't
more help
notice
needed
it.
right
They
now.
go, oh, that's an ugly little weird little book.
Nearly 1,400 COVID-19 related resident deaths and 1,600 cases confirmed amongst long-term care staff. That's the stark reality, the toll this virus has taken on this sector. The CEO of the Ontario Long-Term Care Association, Donna Duncan, telling me fear of the virus alone has been detrimental to some home staffing levels.
Absolutely. incredibly dire circumstances, and in many cases don't even 20% of their staff.
Duncan says the association supports an inquiry for the sector as COVID-19 has made long-standing issues in these facilities obvious, but stresses there's still much that can be done right now.
We need to continue to test in long-term care on an ongoing basis, especially our employees, because we know that the virus comes in from the outside.
She also points to the need for more protective equipment and the hiring of permanent staff members, but Duncan says measures taken by the province to this point have also been helpful. The province's Minister of Long-Term Care, meanwhile, has promised an inquiry will come, calling the system broken.
Wholesale rate, that's $21.50.
680 News Time, 1:30.
This is a stick, so let's say it's $20.
A Toronto doctor is
but I know
warning of the
it should be
challenges
way
to come
more
as
out there
province
somewhere.
eases
I know.
COVID-19 related restrictions
Well, I
while
don't set those
ramping up
rules,
testing
do I?
at the same time. Small businesses opening their doors. The province said earlier this week.
This screw weight.
Anyone
How
with
much
symptoms
extra
can
fuel
now
are
get
we
tested,
burning with
but
loose screws floating
epidemiologist
around?
Ashley Tewitt says that should have happened weeks ago.
0.8,
Tewitt tells the Toronto Star ramping up testing
0.8,
will likely confirm more cases and make it difficult to
0.86.
tell in the daily numbers whether opening things up is creating problems. And while more testing can never be seen as a bad thing,
You're letting
she
golfers
warns
think they're part of
Ontario
society.
also
That's a
has
huge problem.
One classify
Get
as a setback,
let them
requiring
play their
some
rounds and send them home
restrictions
again,
to be
please.
brought back into play.
Traffic congestion. It's a sight rarely seen in the age of COVID-19, but that's what drivers in the West End got to deal with earlier today. As City's Andrew Ross tells us it's all because of the city's initiative to give pedestrians more space.
Okay, I got Facebook
Condo residents near the mouth of the Humber River were treated today to a sight they've rarely seen in the age of COVID-19, a traffic jam. Yes, drivers are still adjusting to temporary road closures put into place for active TO. The city's solution to the lack of space that Torontonians have had to get fresh air while staying 2 meters apart. Until tomorrow night at 11, Lakeshore is closed eastbound from Windermere to just west of Bathurst, and you
Your
cannot
connection
access
is
the Lakeshore
fucking
from the
not
eastbound
unstable.
Gardner.
Get the fuck
The
out of here.
extension is also off limits to drivers from the Distillery District up to Rosedale Valley Road, and River Street is closed from Gerrard to Bayview. Several residential roads have also been designated as quiet streets, meaning drivers cannot use them if they don't live nearby. You can find a full list on the city's website. While the plan has received
So that's
some
what the world's
backlash
coming
from
to. Don't
drivers,
go
the
there. If you
Toronto
ain't
says
from
it is
there, you ain't
working,
got a good
but
reason to
adjustments
be
will be
there,
made to
right?
ensure the closures work for
Why?
everyone.
Because they got guns, eh?
We're about to lose the use of yet another
Really?
ramp
Yeah,
on
well,
the
that's what it
Gardner
comes down to. We
Expressway
could
as part of
argue
the
all day
ongoing
about
long-term
politics.
construction between Jarvis and Cherry. Here's
You
the
do that
city's
quick
Kyle
quack.
Hawking with the
I'll
details.
vote whatever way you
Jarvis
want,
ramp
baby.
onto the west. This ramp joins the westbound Gardner ramp to Young Bay and York, which is also closed and closed a couple of months ago, in fact. That one won't reopen until August. All of this is part of the first phase of the Gardner rehabilitation, which has seen the section between Jarvis and Cherry reduced to 2 lanes each way for repairs to the raised eastern portion of the expressway. Once this phase is done, which again is scheduled for January next year,
So don't
crews
forget,
will
I better
begin work on the
fucking...
section of the Gardner between Strawn and Dufferin near the X-Grounds, and that's just phase 2 of 7. The whole project won't be done until 2027. I'm Kyle Hawking.
Fucking time we'll go to do anything.
This is 680 News at 1:39. We're learning more information about the Halifax research team that will conduct the first Canadian clinical trials on humans for a possible COVID-19 vaccine. The Canadian Centre for Vaccinology at Dalhousie University was also involved in the trials that eventually led to a vaccine for the Ebola virus. Center Director
Well, that inspires.
Dr. Scott
There is no
Hoffman
vaccine
will be building on
for
work
Ebola,
with a
you
Chinese firm
fucking...
that's already conducting human
The
clinical
medications they came up with for Ebola don't work.
should be underway within
Did we not learn that from Donald Trump?
680 News Time, 1:40.
Didn't he tell us about Donald
Police
Trump
across
saying that?
Ontario
No,
have
it wasn't
been dealing
true.
with
I
a
could have
disturbing
sworn it was this guy's voice
increase
that told
in
us.
extreme speeders
That's just
and
like this
stunt
chip here.
driving
His
in
voice
recent
is on
weeks.
here.
They're reminding drivers the
I don't know what
results of a
this is
crash
for.
at high
I don't know
speed
what
are
this is.
far worse
This
than
one.
getting a
This
ticket.
one makes me very
Provincial
curious.
police call them high milers, drivers tearing along the highway at incredibly dangerous speeds. OPP Constable Kevin Lamacraft says a driver east of Ottawa was clocked at 271 kilometers per hour, while a teen in Burlington was doing 308,
which is absolutely
The lock
insane.
screen rotates.
Lamacraft says
With
vehicles are built with collision
did you do to
protection,
my
but they don't
phone?
protect against what happens to the human body in high-speed crashes.
Even if you're wearing a seatbelt, the impact of your internal organs against your chest cavity, a collision at that speed will kill you before you even know you're dead.
He says at 200 kilometers per hour, a driver is traveling 54 meters per second, giving nearly no time to react to a potential crash. I'm Kevin Meisner.
Now the 680 News gas price update. EMPRO predicts the price will stay the same at midnight, holding at 92.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations.
Hi, I'm Laura Fedoni, Quality Control Manager at Monte Carlo Inns. At Monte Carlo Inns, we know it's not business as usual. In these unprecedented times, we are here for you. Should you need an office away from home or just a comfortable night's sleep, we are taking additional measures to ensure your health and safety. By doing so, we will do our best to make Monte Carlo Inns your home away from home. Visit MonteCarloInns.com for more information.
I can address all this shit.
680 News Time, 1:41.
Really? If I could just get the phone off. Okay.
Together on the ones, here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by the Canadian Shield. They've cleared away that construction from the eastbound 401 east of Morningside in the collector, so no delay to that stretch any longer. However, the northbound Allen ramp to westbound 401 remains closed for road work. On the southbound 400 ramp to Rutherford, watch for debris in the left lane. If you're traveling on the Gardner Expressway out of downtown, no troubles, and the westbound QEW is moving well through Oakville and Burlington. Don't forget, eastbound Lakeshore is closed off from Windermere over to Stadium Road, and that's for active TO, which also has closed to Bayview from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road, and River from Girard to Bayview. Now, because of this closure of the Lakeshore, eastbound Gardner, the ramp to the Lakeshore at Park Lawn is closed, and it's quite slow on the eastbound Gardner ramp to the Lakeshore at Jameson. So that's all because of the closure conditions, but it's much better today than yesterday, so there's a bit of good news. We have a collision affecting the intersection of Birchmount and Shepherd all ways, and east and westbound Burr Oak in Markham, still closed from Kennedy to east of it. It's also the Canadian Shield would like to thank Canada's frontline healthcare heroes who are working every day to keep us safe. So join the United Front at Canadian Shield, PPE.com. Your next report is at 1:51. Now, the forecast. Here's Denise and Randy.
Practical
Special weather statements for the GTA. Rainfall warnings in Hamilton. We are expecting a lot of rain and increased cloud and scattered shower activity starting to play out here this afternoon before we get into the steadier rainfall through the evening and overnight and through the day. Just that thunderstorm activity tomorrow as well, maybe even tonight. It's an active couple of days as the system moves very slowly through the lower Great Lakes. So it will be quite a bit of rainfall for us here in the GTA. It's not often that we see a month's worth of rain in just a couple of days. So keeping an eye on this for you. It's 15 degrees right now at Pearson Airport with cloudy conditions. The guaranteed high is 14 degrees.
So maybe the water will be almost as tall as
680 News Time, 1:44.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is Sarah. How can I help?
Sarah, Brian wants to see all of us in a video chat.
Today, I'm proud to announce our new no-contact full-service junk removal.
No contact?
No contact.
But if they don't contact us, how are we going to know it's time to make their junk disappear?
Oh, they still have to contact us, but we don't contact them.
What do you mean?
When our truck team arrives at the home, they'll pick up the junk from wherever the customer decided to put it.
But what if it's
I wonder how many of those random phone calls are people just
truck team
scanning,
will
looking
touch
for payphones
the
to
junk
fuck
they're
them up.
hauling away, and they never get closer than 6 feet away from the customer.
All they have to do
All the
is
default
point.
codes are
And
where
they
it
can even
is.
point over the phone.
Nobody can find this shit.
Your home will feel big, clean, and open.
When you want junk to disappear, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit
I'm gonna
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
go around reprogramming everybody's fucking phone to call my phones, no matter what you dial, no matter what you put in, it's just gonna dial my phone.
15 degrees and cloudy. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto.
The craziest homeless person in the world is staying there.
We're following
And
news
I'll
out
tell
of
him I have a very
Markham. A woman
important
and two
job for him.
children,
Every time that phone
6
rings,
and
answer it,
14
I'm gonna
years
report
old, are
it.
seriously
Reverse
hurt following
Payphone,
an
bro.
explosion at a home in Markham. It happened on Burr Oak Avenue. The Ontario
One
Fire
night, like you
Marshal
say, you
is
didn't
now
want money.
investigating. And a special weather statement is in effect for Toronto. We could see up to 60
I'm gonna find a way to make
millimeters
that ring
fall
louder
by
because
Tuesday
it's the metal
morning. It's
case.
going
It's
to
right
be
in
a
here.
wet
No
and
hole
west
for
of
that.
your long weekend, but the good
They didn't
news
bother
is
to put a
it
little
will
hole
help
for
you
that
with that
to hear it. I
physical
have to drill
distancing.
one right now.
And coming up after sports,
There's something intimate about a drive-in
Oh,
movie
Cal,
theater,
there is
but a
a
drive-in
space
art
in it.
exhibit, and your car is going to be completely surrounded by projections. It should feel like your car is floating. The Van Gogh drive-in exhibit is coming to the 6th this summer.
now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Brent Gunning.
Another day of Bundesliga play is coming to a close. Bayern Munich leading Berlin late in the match thanks to a Robert Lewandowski penalty. You can watch the final minutes now on Sportsnet or Sportsnet Now. Today in Florida, we're going to get a little golf. Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson will play a
Come on, feel the vibration from the nation, the pumping frustration in the nation. Why the bridges falling down? They falling down. They falling down. The bridges falling down. Nigga done out with the wrong nigga brother. The rap out for the mother. Plus I got the West with you ain't no other. Pull this trigger, shade your lady, pray for your maker. Doing a heart, a clip in the head, radio, obituary, Uncle Westwood. You can get the ass married. Cause when it's a full moon, you get a chill in his mind. If you lose his mind, you get a shower, a nickel plate at night. The blood clot warrior, Rasta imposter. You sweat Westwood and may not know why. Going up from West when you just don't die. Either crazy like sticky or your motherfucker. Marijuana, marijuana. I want some marijuana. Out of here. Little something from a
AJ games. The Talisman, which is the wrong book.
And mama knows she didn't raise no Twitter. Now follow me just like a fan on Twitter. You know I'm going to get my props just like I'm every time. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands. And mama knows she didn't raise no Twitter. Now follow me just like a fan on Twitter. You know I'm going to get my props just like I'm every time. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands up. Alright, listen in. Teach you some discipline. The ABSTRAKE again. Still rep Confed Park. Don't come out after dark. Real gangsters packing more Iron Man than Tony Stark. Call it the verbal bark. Y'all sound like kittens. Blow your mind all the time when the freestyle the written. Did you bring your mittens? Better grab a sweater. Smells like burnt toast and seas. I roasted it. I'm so much better. Not gonna be conceited. Just trying to get noticed. But I'll do it regardless of whether my dreams are hopeless. So don't lose focus. No HD. Do it for hip hop. So thank God for my ABCs. Yeah. And still you know where I'm coming from. When the mic is live, you could call it doubles. Damn, there goes another one, biting the dust rapidly. Man on Twitter, you know I'm going to get my props just like I'm Carrot Top. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands up. And mama knows she ain't raised no quitter. Now follow me just like a fan on Twitter. You know I'm going to get my props just like I'm Carrot Top. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands up. Now we've all been through the highs and the lows. Continue carrying on with the rhymes and the flows. Keep your head held high and always stay focused. Making magic happen and poof, it's hocus pocus. Like I wave my magic wand and make amazing happen. Ain't the NBA, but you could say I'm full court trapping. Yeah, I got this shit on lock and consistently getting better after each tick-tock of the clock. What do I gotta prove to get it through to you? Nothing in the way of the dreams that I pursue. Everybody needs one, cause once it's yours, it's yours. A wise man once told me that when it rains, it pours. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, life's what you make it, and this world is mine for the taking. So step aside, your reflection's in my rear view. No surprise, my eyes got that THC crystal clear. And mama knows she didn't raise no Twitter. Now follow me just like a fan on Twitter. You know I'm going to get my props just like I'm Carrot Top. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands up. And mama knows she didn't raise no Twitter. Now follow me just like a fan on Twitter. You know I'm going to get my props just like I'm Carrot Top. So if you with me, get your goddamn hands up. Alright, well, if you haven't caught on yet, you should know that I terrorize like a bomb threat. Putting in work, my soul heart into every line and ball full of pride, confidence high. Yo, man, it's Salazar. Give you a sample of what you can handle. And if you want to gamble, get burnt like a candle. The skill level's ample, my stampede will trample. It's Halloween and I got the goods, come get a handful.
Getting hot on drugs. With bugs. thugs, the dude thugs, machines for slugs and brave stuff. Yes, I love this one.
For without him, I sure would fail.
That's the church I can't go to. Now it's just closed. Thank you, Loki.
Cross the dust of this earth by now.
Crochet, Kobe.
His breath, baby, a living soul. Oh, yes, it is. When I cannot deny him. I will always go before him. My body is the temple of the Lord. My eyes were made to read God's word. Where I might be, they were made to walk in my footsteps. Yes, this body is the temple of the Lord. Oh, this body is the temple of the Lord. Yes, Jesus, that woman at the well. Jesus, he met this woman at the well.
Where this fucking goddamn screw came from.
Jesus, he met this woman at the well. And he told her everything she has done. He said, woman, oh woman, where is your husband? She said, woman, oh woman, where is your husband? She said, woman, woman, where is your husband? She said, master, I got no husband.
Milk crate.
But Jesus said,
work table that I apparently stole.
You have 5 husbands.
Fuck you, you dumped 30,000 fucking things of milk down the fucking drain, motherfucker. I would have bought that from you, so I'm stupid. Every goddamn milk crate I can find, you know.
You got 5 husbands, and the other one you got is not yours. She says,
what did I change? I buy the same fucking crap all the time. Oh, we can't sell it right now. It never goes bad, stupid.
Come see a man. Come see a man.
Can't afford to feed the cows. Guess what? You're a dairy farmer. Sell some of them for dog food and some of them for people food.
Come see a man. That tells me everything.
And then you won't be making as much milk. And I'll buy up the reserves of 50 cans at a time. The government can hold the balance in between. No, that's too simple. I might not see these people ever again.
If I walk in this pathway of beauty, oh yeah, and if I work till close all the day, I'm gonna see the great King in His beauty. Oh, when I'm gone the last time.
I probably shouldn't do this with this stuff. I do things at once. I'm gonna fuck this up if I touch it.
I'm gonna rest at the close of my day. Oh yes. And I know, yes I know, the joy that awaits me. Oh, when I'm gone the Christ. It's a Christ we proclaim. We proclaim His last story. Yeah. And He'll seek all the lost sheep that's gone astray. I am sure He's going to show us His precious glory when we are gone the last night of the way. When the gold, the last night of the way. I'm gonna rest the close of my day. Oh, yes, I know, there's always that awaits me.
Don't fit in the city bin.
Oh, when above, gone as mine.
I'll figure out what it don't. City's got wheelie bins all over the fucking place. I'll throw them somewhere. Doesn't matter. It's steel. They make money on it.
Jesus, oh Jesus, do you know it?
Let the doctors tell me I don't get enough vitamin C yet.
Please don't you ever turn him away, oh Jesus, precious Jesus, for without him I sure would fail. Without you, Lord, I can't do nothing. Oh yeah. Without you, Lord, I sure would fail. Without you, Lord, I would be drifting like a ship without a sail. His name is Jesus. Precious
Fuck this screw came. I gotta find that weed, eh? Everything weed. I don't remember what that was about. I remember that outburst. It's the same as the ones holding the fucking boards on. Why is there an extra one? See now? This one goes here.
Yeah, nous la Genzel, concours ange, yo dessiné pour le monde, quoi. C'est comme ça, oui, bah, yo fait. When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? Pop, pop when you hear the Glock. Rough down, nigga, cause I'm in your spot. Give it up, nigga, you might get shot. I'm the hot shot, so you gonna get shot. Any nigga out here might feel the pop. My 9mm, he's ready to pop. He's stressed out, and I'm trigger happy. I got a picture life, and it feels so nasty. Believe me, This shit ain't easy. I'm a nigga with attitude, so fuck the pussy. When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by?
I'll ship it back and they'll be like, oh, we can't cover the warranty. We can tell you open it because I'll screw myself.
Like a breeze in the summer, cold dog set FDLCTE, RIP, and KSP, HOT, ITSME. Yeah, it's me. I let my bullets fly high, shooting at you niggas like kites in the sky. Blue beams, I'm killing this rap shit. So what you gonna do when my bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when I fly? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? Every day niggas fly by, them niggas tough like bitches. It's your boy, Cold Dog, Revolutionary Process Records, KSC the Zone Records. Fuck you niggas. When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by?
Nine 6-4. Okay. 6-5, 6-6.
I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End. Nigga, what you saying? I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End.
You gotta be fucking
Yo,
kidding me.
I'm coming straight from the West End.
I read the sentence I wanted,
From the J
so
to the West End. Watch how you talk when you walk through my hood, cause you know that my niggas be pressing. Heavy artillery weapons. Ain't really into the questions. I ain't condoning no violence. These youngins are wildin', they move kinda reckless. Got the keys, police stay patting niggas. Million face taps a nigga. Safety, didn't even wanna slap the nigga, he made me. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. I knew from a youngin' that I be the one I hit something. Now all of these rappers is bugging. You live in the birds and you act like you came up from nothing. Shout out to my niggas on the plaza. Lane to connection, Southside Gaza. When I roll my backwood, better have grabber. Never leave the house without my iPhone charger. Wallahi, my Molly's will rob ya. Abdi Muhammad Mustafa. African man, that's my barber. Jamaican man, that's my shopper. Tell him the truth. Tell them the truth. These rappers, they lie in the booth. Lie in the booth. What's that got the realest? Just look at the proof. I'm living proof. The city's so litty cause we got the juice. We got the juice. So we got the juice. I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End. Nigga, what you saying? I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End. Nigga, what you saying? Been strip, jungle to the Rex, we deep. I can tell a West End nigga by the way you speak, Birds chirping loud in the hood, I was lose they beats. Know that shotty with bodies got dumped in the creek. Stop, freeze, what I mean looking for me. Her chick, I got that degree. What do you mean? That she don't know what I seen. That you ain't been on the scene. Record is clean, I'm too wavy. Make cause your man wanna date me. I got the sauce, gravy. More than they cannot replace me. Cause I'm from the West End. Bitch, nigga, better wash that top. I'm fine like you top to the cops. Cold when it turn hot on your block. I'm from the West End.
So you claim you a bad man, but yeah, what a bad girl. Let me show you what a bad girl do. Bet you didn't know that I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End. Nigga, what you saying? I'm from the West End. I'm from the West End. Nigga, what you saying?
De bak saffen met een zak kost 6 centen maandelijkse toeslagen voor iets dat kan niet betalen kan. Joar, dinero para flus, mal plata. Babylon brandt in de band van Satan. België walks like a dog, looks like a dog, so it must be a skyline. Panama Papers, F35's, premies van daten, allemaal zeven. Frauduleuze visserij, voor zijn voedselbank, doodgevroren daklozen in de grote steden. Meer en meer belasting, dan een afschakelplan. Vastgoed, maffia, gemeenteraadsleden. Veel te veel zaak voor veel te weinig vetzakken. Veel te veel redenen voor veel te weinig protest. Loop ik met de kudde mee, terwijl ik met de kraan open. Kan niet langer verder zo, alles is te duur voor mij.
Friends, problems, we know how to solve them. No love, no love, no love, that's what I get, huh?
Walter was a crackhead, always a crackhead. Remember when you owe money to those Haitian guys in Montreal? You're lucky, they from the 90s and they know me. We're trying to shoot you with a car-based shorty, that's what you told me. I came to Montreal to slave you, to bitch you. Never judge you for smoking hard, told you. I used to sell that's crap to your family member. Nowadays, you finally change, you're acting insane. Always talking about money, you ain't rich dude. Your fancy cars don't impress me. I've been there, done that, bare facts. Ruckus like Carlito's way, your niggas is fake. My cousin Liz is a fool. Didn't come when we invited you, fuck you. Think you're the hardest, but when you're actually the weakest. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. It's ruckus. It's ruckus. It's who? Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah.
Look at the clips of all these types of fucking connectors.
That's all I need. My friends love me. Niggas didn't come to the family reunion last summer. Fuck you and your lover. I'm over it now. I wear the crown, respected everywhere. Bitch, you never there. Not even coke. Who you try to provoke? End up getting choked. This is YouTube, uncontrolled. Don't take friends in the same garbage. Straight knowledge. Bitch, I'm a problem. 38 revolver. If they cross that line, that's right. Cause I'm a psycho, a sicko with a good heart. That should have been love at first, then they turned into I don't know what the fuck made my cousin Mervin MIA. Must have been y'all, come on y'all, just me and my girl and a gun, stuck in the slum, connected like the mafia. Yo, don't know nada, ask mom and dad, they ain't got the answers. Getting love from strangers, fans being holding me down. I got the juice now, holding me down. I got the juice now. It's ruckus. Family problems, I know how to solve them. Friends problems, I know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. Some of the kids in there, I don't even know now what's going on with them. Yeah. And all my family members in Montreal, y'all missed my last year, 2018, biggest show for 2018. Fuck out of here, man. All I needed, really my friends too, I'm saying my ex-friends, I'm saying all I needed was support, know your fucking money, know your choice. Okay, mafia, motherfucker, I got my own shit. That's what I get, huh? No love, no love, no love. That's what you get, huh? No love, no love, no love. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. It's a rocker. Salute me or shoot me, man. Stop home. Nobody cares. Yeah, 2020, man. Yeah, album. Big shout out to my fans. I love y'all, man. You're gonna get some free rockers gear soon, nigga. Woo!
I'm not dealing with that. We'll listen to
I'm gonna let my truck bang. Let the trunk bang like I bust things. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. Let the trunk bang like I bust things. Let my nuts hang. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. It's authentic, you can call it homemade. Got bars on me like my phone got paid. Drinking and driving, swerving all different ways. My mind stays stuck in the same ass maze. Maybe I should write this, or maybe I should write that. No, I don't like this, and no, I don't like that. I want you to feel the shit more than these hi-hats. When they kill the shit, I don't want to get my wild black. I don't beat around the bush, I beat around the block. I ain't even on your push, sucking on my cock. All I need was a push to make it to the top. High off that cushion at the bottom of the rock. Dreams are far-fetched, but I'ma go catch it. You ain't seen bars yet, this is just a message. I'm bringing that hard shit out the bros like a weapon. Packing some hard thing in case I feel the trunk bang like I bust things. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. Let the trunk bang like I bust things. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. Everybody go to get my golden place. These words are shots that you take with no chase. Life without me is like a song without bass. Done killed the beat, now I caught a murder case. Switch up my motives just to my personality. Got my mind on the dream to become a reality. Mortal Kombat turning rappers to fatality. You can tell me shit unless it's coming with a salary. And the world to be about never no worker. Started paying attention to the rich and treasures. Let the truth firm, but the lie about murder. All I keep toss along that took a step further. I'd rather be respected and have everyone in fear. I have the dopest vision, I can see it real clear. You can call my shit mystical, man, right here. So ahead of my time, I'll pass like years. I'm bust things. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. Let the trunk bang like I bust things. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames.
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Playboy Bandito.
That's what you use it, mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
The vibe.
Thinking about taking you home. Me and you, shorty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot when I do my thing. You hot too when you do your thing. We hot when we do our thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Riding down 8th Street, suckers wanna hate me. Probably cause they see me sitting shotty with they ladies. I'm fly, should've known better. Everybody know that I'm a real go-getter. Go get your girl, go get your chick. See you do your thing, baby girl, with them hips. You into my world, we can get the same poppin'. I show you things you never seen, girl, and I ain't stopping. We roll through the hood, everybody know me. Only 21 and I'm a real OG. Yeah, let me do my thing, ma. I wanna hear you sing myself when I rap to it. Yeah. Took a break from the game, when saying now I'm back to it flat. Thinking about taking you home, me and you, shawty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot when I do my thing, you hot too when you do your thing. We hot when we do our thing, so let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. I wanna do my thing, she wanna do a thing. Up in the studio, bet I can make a sing. Real 6 represent a Saskatoon soldier, reppin' my city, man, by you a good girl. Roll with me, you be living in a good world. Thinking about taking you home, like the way you do that, baby girl, get it on. Girl, I put it on weight checks, and I'm all about my game, man. Get famous, that's the one and only game plan. Thinking about taking you home, me and you, shawty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do it. Turn me up, girl, you turn me on. Girl, you turn me up, girl, you turn me on. Girl, you turn me up, girl, you turn me on. Girl, you turn me up, girl, you turn me on. Ain't nobody really do it like this. Ain't no triple off rapping, swear I can't stop it. Rapping ain't a hobby, rapping my life. You do this once a month, I do this every day and every night. Girls take flight, fly like a G6. Go hit the club till I'm bucked and I see 6. Go, me, we do a thing, so let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a
fucking shuffle. It might be. I keep forgetting there's a virus killing the whole world. I keep forgetting. Later, we're gonna put spades on these.
No telling what I do to get my fucking cash on, mash on, black market loans, get your ass on, fast on my feet, no feds, no chases, no lead, no to wake up faces, friends, family, and what's left with unknown assailants, lacing the slut steps, I ain't a suspect, I ain't on the list, I'm a no-face killer, they don't know I exist. I got my name, they call my blood, walking castle with my motherfucking no face mask on, black market loans, get your ass on, down in the major situation, getting drugs, till I got back more on. Tattoo weapons, the police ain't even seen yet. Now who's next to die? The next to be arrested die. The killer be no witness, so nobody can testify. Never arrested by no witness. I go get my pose and my pose and my pose.
These at the goddamn factory. You can't wind them up round. You do everything else round. Why is this flat? Bitching about some poor bastard that made something 10, 20 fucking years ago. How can that be fucking setting that off? That's not connected to nothing.
Speed that flow, jump in that water. Speed that flow, jump in that water. Yeah, be that flow, be that flow, be that flow. Don't go against the dog. Be that flow. Shout out niggas from the stove top. Niggas talk but send a gunshot. Apply action sauces from my picture slip. Place run down with the shit from good. Shout out niggas out of driftwood. The shit's way beyond drip blood. Toronto born.